Eclectic collective of skeptics, the leftist mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the leftist mafia.
Eclectic collective of skeptics, the leftist mafia.
All type of hustles and all type of grips, pushing all stereotypes and all type of myths. Look how they talk it fast, yep, they take it swift. They got to get the gab and know just how to recite a script, the formula to keep you mad, show you why your life's a bitch. These awful hypocrites with lies dripping off their lips, but they could give a shit about what you really dealing with. It's all for the bag, all for the cash, all for the drip, they here to get rich. But I ain't here to trip, just offer my analysis and watch the stones start to get thrown at glass palaces. Cause when they spit that bullshit, I gotta challenge it, man. I manhandle it, break it down, dismantle it. Cause if it ain't true, then my dude, I can't stand on it. I can't stand with it, the stance is against it. Witnessing the slaughter of innocent Palestinians like cowboys and settlers, killing off the indigenous. Y'all claim y'all in the right, but it's all wrong. I can't rock with you, something fishy going on, the stench is strong. Tilapia, so we formed a coalition here. Our main mission is stopping you. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the leftist mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the leftist mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the leftist mafia. Eclectic collective of skeptics, the leftist mafia.
Eclectic collective of skeptics, the leftist mafia.
The mob wants victory, but more than that, it wants the total humiliation of its enemies.
Hey, we are back. Nice to see everybody. 2026. It's going to be a great year. It's off to an amazing start so far. Hopefully you all had a wonderful New Year celebration and Christmas / whatever holiday you celebrate. Mine was great.
Yeah, Mike, how was yours? You took a lot of time off. Did you get to rekindle your empathy goo and heal?
Yeah, I mean, I was telling David before we jumped on, I kind of felt like I always struggle with like seasonal depression this time of the year in particular. So I tried my best to not follow the news, and I did that, but I kind of felt like not talking about it is also a little bit hard for me because like I followed the news, but like not as closely as I usually do. But not being able to forcing myself to not talk about it is also kind of damaging because it's therapeutic to, I don't know, vocalize it. So like the show in a way is therapy, but it's also cancerous. I don't know. I feel refreshed-ish, but I would very much like to still not be in front of the camera. I don't know. It's a really rough start, man. The year's been a lot.
My first video this year was Mamdani being sworn in. And in the video, I'm like, nothing bad's going to happen from here on out. And then like the next day, it was like, I forgot. Like, I think the next day was like Venezuela. And there's, I don't know, it was just like rolled on from there. It just horrible.
Yeah. How about you, Lance? Did you have some time to kind of recoup?
Yeah, I mean, I tried working on some movie stuff and went into a deep dive into taking down Stranger Things. And then that led
Which was amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I watched it.
That led to politics again, because you can't even talk about Stranger Things without talking about, genocide in Palestine.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of, the world is inescapable. I've never understood people who were like, I'm apolitical. I was, how do you achieve such enlightenment? So centrist of you. I mean, please tell us.
The only way to be apolitical is to be born into money and have no empathy. I think those two, you have to have those two things.
Or you get lobotomized at this point, because how else would you be apolitical? Everything is political. It's always been that way, but now I think more so than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Matt is not on the show this week. He is at CES. He'll be back next week. Rebecca will as well. Ariana should be joining us here in a little bit. So I'm happy to see you all again. I missed you all, both David and Lance, as well as the audience, the faces that I imagine when we talk. Like you're all there in my mind, and I missed seeing that image of you.
The beautiful blob, the amalgamation.
The blob, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I feel like I just had to be on this week just to like talk to other normal people that are sane. Yeah. Like working alone is in this kind of world is horrible because it's just like there's no one else to like to shoulder the weight of like the garbage I gotta fucking consume every fucking day. So it's just like getting to talk to other people who are also sane is great, and it's a nice reminder that I do think most of us are not crazy. It's just that the people that have power are crazy, which makes the rest of our lives horrible.
And it makes you feel like you're going crazy when crazy people are in power, because I mean, all of the gaslighting, I mean, we'll get into it, I'm sure,
Oh
but
my
just
God,
like the
gaslighting.
lies that they can tell so boldly about a video that we can see, it's just, I honestly feel, it's, it feels like I've been, hit with a fucking stun grenade. I don't know how to process that information. And like the sheer cruelty is just so, draining. It's just terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, at least the normies are getting radicalized pretty rapidly. David, you were just talking about how sometimes when I talk to normal people, I was like, in the past 24 hours alone, I've seen a lot of people who I normally would just see posting things like, just tried the new KFC double triple or whatever, hurt me. And then I know today it's like, the fires of the revolution rise, comrades. We must take to the streets. And you're like, oh wow, all right. However you got there.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter how you got here. What matters is that you're here. I love that we see a lot of normies and wine moms. They're basically they're posting through it, and I really enjoy it. I think that the wine mom has been one of my favorite genres of tweets, just to see them talk about how like the blood of the streets must run red with the tyrants. It's like it's so funny, like the rise of Jennifer Welch and just like people who you view as like a nice aunt, just seeing them shit post as if they're like leftist edgelords on Twitter. I shouldn't say shit post, but like to shit talk, like they're posting on Twitter as like edgy leftists.
There's
it's
so
funny.
The wine dads, like Ken Jennings. So I think he has been more political as far as I know, but he on Blue Sky he put out the quote, "Prosecute the former regime at every level candidate has my vote in 2028." This is the Jeopardy guy.
I love that.
Wow.
And like that, he's bang on. Like yes, that should be the energy going into the next election. And I know we can talk about if that's even going to be a real election, but like that's the kind of political leaders I think people want to see now. Like you can't just deal with the shit. Oh, we'll just turn the page. Like, no, this is not fucking no. There's no turning the page, and that's why these people are so desperate to hold on to power. Like the way they're acting are like people that know the next election, or people that know that they're going to try and rig the next election, because you don't act this way knowingly, full of like the obvious lies. Oh, this guy's ice guy's in the hospital, be hit by the car. He's walking around in the video. Like, are you like, who are you fooling? Like, you don't blatantly lie like this without thinking that you may face some repercussions if you're no longer in office, unless you're not worried about no longer being in office. Like they clearly have some idea of how the next election is going to go. So people need to be aware of that.
Yeah. I was so taken aback by Trump's tweet that it went over my head. Like in my video about Renee Good and her murder, when I went over Trump's tweet, I didn't even talk about that part where he's like, the guy's in the hospital, because it didn't even register to me. I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I have no idea. Is he talking about like a different video or something else? Like, no, he's talking about Jonathan Ross, the murderer who shot a woman in the face 3 times. He says that guy got injured and is in the hospital. What am I supposed to do like with that information? Like the lies are so far removed from reality that it doesn't even make sense at this point. Like I don't even know what they're trying to say. They're just so shameless and brazen, and it's possible that Trump was like hallucinating some video, because we also know that he's losing his cognitive abilities as well. But I don't know how to process the shit that's happening.
No, I that's where I'm at. Like, I don't know how to emotionally process it. Like that's
No.
in my video I said that today. Like I'm talking about this stuff, but I don't know how to consume this stuff and stay sane. And like, because everything we're seeing is so crazy and these people have so much power. It's hard to know how to process what the obvious lies, like the Twitter, like the White House Twitter account, DHS Twitter account. These are insane accounts posting consistently posting absolutely insane garbage. These are the official government accounts from the most powerful government in the world. Like, how do you process this as a sane person?
Run by Groypers. Like, it's all Groyper
Right.
memes. And I'm like, oh, great. The Groypers are in power now.
Yeah. And I will
think
say,
well, I just want to quickly
go
say,
ahead.
I think part of the goal is to make you debate it, is to get everyone to constantly second guess it and spend time. Like, every second that you spend debating frame by frame when you go on the video, being like, well, did he actually step in front of the car? Did she back up first? Did she turn right first? Every second spent on that is one less second that you are actually active, taking actual action against, like, ICE, against, you know, the fascist takeover of the US, any of that shit. Like, you're just spending time arguing with people who don't care about reality or truth. They're like, oh, well, here's a new narrative. She had pronouns in her bio, so, you know, she was a radical leftist
Laura
poet.
Loomer said that. So did, I think, Jesse Waters. Like,
that's a justification for her, you know, state-sanctioned execution. According
the
to
Newsmax guy was like, look at the stickers in the back of her truck. It's like the Kansas City women's soccer team. The others are like national parks. Like, have you seen the MAGA stickers on fucking lunatics trucks? Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like,
You know,
what is this conversation?
Yeah. It's hard because the year just like started off with such a bang. I want to say relatively, you know, just compared to now, we kind of ended last year's show on like a more positive note, like where the right wingers were battling each other and they were tearing themselves to shreds. And now we come back. Trump's invading Venezuela. ICE is doing terrorism, now extrajudicially murdering citizens. And it's such an important point that you made, Lance, because these distractions worked. Nobody's talking about the Epstein files after Trump invaded Venezuela. Because how could you focus on that when he's saying, oh, now we're going for Cuba, Colombia, Mexico, Greenland. Canada is obviously still on the table.
We're on the table.
I just want to say, as the only American on the panel right now, I am so fucking sorry. You all had zero say in this election, and everybody else in the world, they have to live with the repercussions of dumb fuck Americans. And I just hate it because
Canadians, we don't process this.
I just can't. It's so embarrassing. It is so embarrassing. I saw this meme on Reddit about somebody. It was a Canadian who said, my face when, you know, I'm in Mexico and somebody says they're an American, and it was like, I don't know who it was. It was like somebody making a, you know, a stink face. And I'm like, that's me, and I'm an American. It's embarrassing because the people who are affected the most by U.S. imperialism and our policies, they have no say. They have absolutely no say whatsoever. They don't get to vote. Either they're immigrants or they live in a different country. They have no say whatsoever. So because we have the biggest military, we just get to swing our dicks internationally around wherever, terrorize people, threaten our allies, our neighbors. It's just so unacceptable. And Trump today just said that he doesn't need international law. So like the post-World War II order is completely like, it's gone, it's collapsed. And we're back to the days of Hitler where you just like do what the fuck you want. You invade whatever country because might makes right. And the thing that really differentiates them from liberals and even Bush is that it's very naked in the way that they approach imperialism. There's no like, oh, well, we care about human rights. It's like, actually, we just want their oil. Fuck it. And there's something about that that's like refreshing because at least they're honest. But I kind of, in some ways, appreciated like them lying to us because at least they respect us enough to want us to approve of what they're doing and have some, you know, fucking semblance of legitimacy. But they're just like
yellow peak uranium, eh? You miss Condoleezza Rice, you miss Colin Powell, you miss all of them. Rumsfeld.
It's exhausting to just see them like, yeah, we're taking the oil. Suck my dick. What are you gonna do about it? It's just, man, it's like we're watching a fucking nightmare horror show train wreck. I don't know how to describe it.
The ramping up of the bloodlust on the right, like all the anti-interventionists. Like I was thinking, who is this more embarrassing for? Glenn Greenwald, Matt Taibbi, or like Cenk? In that, like every single one of the right wingers who are like anti-war, anti-interventionists, they are blood drunk. like blood. Like, I don't know if you saw Matt Walsh's latest video. It is like, we need to colonize Greenland. It is time. The American empire needs to expand. It's just like like, this is, Leftist, like the Nazi, land acquisition platform. And he's just putting it into a YouTube video and putting it out there and being like, yeah, Greenland's going to be ours soon, like it or not. We can do this now. There's no more rules. Which, I mean, what's the point of the world's biggest military if you don't use it, right? Why not get some money?
Yeah. The whole Venezuela situation, to me, it still doesn't make sense. Aside from what happened, which was fucking insane, it's crazy that they were able to pull this off so surprisingly competently. No shots were fired. There was nothing. It was just the U.S. military came in, they kidnapped the president of another country, and that's that. I didn't read the article. I saw a headline that some Greenland politician had said something to the effect of like, listen, if this happens, if the United States invades, we're going to defend ourselves. And
oh no, like, it was shoot first, ask questions later.
Right.
was the quote. Yeah.
And I don't know why that wasn't the philosophy in Venezuela, because you have sovereignty, you have the right to defend yourself. And I get that you're going up against the behemoth that is the U.S. military, but how do you do that? Yeah, as people are saying in the comments, 80 people died. This includes not just military members, but civilians.
Yeah, it was just like it's straight up bombs and missiles dropping in a highly dense, like, city. I mean,
2 million people in Caracas, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that people in the West, they got a version of events where it was like, this was a precise strategic military procedure, in and out, that was it. And like, if you look at the footage from the evening, it was like an actual major city with like fucking bombs raining on them, people screaming. Like it looked as horrifying as you'd imagine. And yeah, it's one of those things where ultimately I think the US, like, in Canada, because you were talking about how embarrassing and sorry you are, Mike, about America and what they're doing. You shouldn't let Canada off the hook, because like immediately every conservative and right winger and some of the fucking the Democrat style liberals over here, they got blood drunk too. Like they were like conservatives and the far right were posting to like begging for America to invade them. They're like, yeah, fucking do Canada next, get rid of Mark Carney, invade us, blah blah blah. And then the other half of the people were like, that was beautiful precision. The leader of the conservatives was just like,
he's like, congratulations, Donald Trump. Like,
like,
I'm glad he said that. Now we have that quote for fucking ever.
Yeah,
fuck Pierre Poilievre.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like, does he not realize that could be them? I just...
Well, not to mention, like, he's the oil guy. And then what happened right away? A whole bunch of money got poured out of the Canadian energy sector. Like, they went down by 7 to 11%, like, just overnight. And now all of a sudden the leader is basically saying we need pipelines.
Yeah, he's been tweeting nonstop about needing pipelines. It's like, you congratulate. I screenshotted that congratulations, his own tweet under his own path, or under his own tweets about oil, like the past 3 days, just to remind everybody this guy's a clown. Like, it's just unbelievable how, like, it makes it hard. It makes it harder for accurate criticisms of Mark Carney to stick when Pierre Poilievre is as bad as he is. Like, he would help his case. Pierre Poilievre would help his case if he just shut the fuck up, but he can't.
Yeah, I think it was progressives kind of uniquely in the US and Canada who are actually calling this out for what it was. Like, illegal invasion, war crimes, the sovereign nation never attacked the US. Like, you just kidnapped the fucking president and he's gone. It's just right.
The leader of the interim leader of the NDP like went over like the UN, like, what is it? Article 2, Section 4, like discussing like, yeah, this is, completely illegal internationally. Like, there's no precedent there's no reason to do any of this. And Mark Carney, like, his response was like, Maduro's terrible, all this stuff. But he stopped short of like congratulating Trump, and he's like, all parties must follow international law. I'm like, the fucking Trump didn't. That's why he did this. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this talking around, like, people will say, oh, but he's the prime minister, he has to be careful. What, like? So he has to ignore reality and pretend that Trump didn't clearly do what Carney's claiming people shouldn't be doing. Like, it's the whole thing. It makes you feel insane because we know what happened. We saw what happened, and it's very clear international law was broken. Not to mention U.S. law was broken. Like, just out of nowhere, deciding to do this. Like, My understanding is you can't do that. there's Congress you're supposed to be going through. Like it's just so insane.
Traditionally, yes, they are supposed to get congressional approval before starting wars. That was under the old regime. That was before we had regime change with dictator Don. One thing that I've got to say is agonizing to hear is the liberal response to this as well. Like you mentioned, Mark Carney and whatnot, but like the liberals in the U.S. Oh my God! Like you see Olivia Juliana posting, "I'm not mad that Maduro is overthrown. I'm mad it wasn't done sooner." And
why did she feel the need?
Yeah. Like, who's making you do this?
Who's that for?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't even know who that's for. Like, is she posting for Chuck Schumer? Like, what is the audience for that?
I don't even know who Chuck Schumer is posting for. There was like a 2020...
he was upset that he wasn't briefed. Wasn't that it? Wasn't he like, my big contention here was Donald Trump didn't let me know he was going to do that. And I was like, well, it's almost like he's behaving like a rapist pedophile. I don't know. He doesn't seem like the most trustworthy of people that I, would put my stock in right now.
But like Chuck in 2020 was criticizing Donald Trump because he didn't overthrow Maduro. And now Trump did it, and he's like, you didn't tell us that you were going to do it, so I'm mad. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? How is this the opposition? We are so cooked. Like, they're going to throw all of us in a fucking blender. These are the people defending us? I just don't know what to make of all of it. It's so frustrating because there's nobody but us to, like, advocate for what's right, what's obviously right. The media is all just captured by Trump billionaires. All leaders around the world, in the fucking UK, in Canada, in France, they're all in lockstep with what Trump is doing because how could you go against the US? You don't want to, piss off King Trump.
Comments were so pathetic too.
Despicable. Yeah. Just everything's gone to shit. And it's because this disgusting war criminal, corrupt pedophile in the United States gets to set the international standards and everybody else has to follow along because he's the fucking HBIC, the head bitch in charge internationally since he's the president of the US. It's so fucking sick that this cartoon character, reality TV show fucking bloated buffoon gets to create the standards of the world, the rules that we all follow by. I hate it. I don't want any part of this. It's just disgusting. I want to tap out. Send me to Mars. Fuck.
And you see that video of like Lindsey Graham on the plane with him where someone asked him about Cuba, and Lindsey Graham's like, yes, yeah, like he's like a little fuck, like a little like goblin, like grob, like it's just so. What is wrong with that man? Like Trump, he's insane. But Lindsey Graham he's such a weird person.
Yeah,
like
he is.
I don't like what kind of creature is he? He's just such a weird person. Why is he so obsessed with like imperialism? Like it's so bizarre.
That his behavior, I've never seen him glowing like that. Like his panties were soaked with pre-cum as Trump was talking about Cuba and fucking Greenland, and like the way that he was sitting and the moment where he's like, yeah, that to me honestly made me want to execute myself when I saw him say that. Like the happiness that he felt to me was so like offensive to my being that I wanted to kill myself. I just can't.
It's possible we misjudged him and he's not a closet homosexual. He's just like an imperial sexual or something. Like he gets off on like just like war with other countries.
Kink shame that. You are allowed to kink shame. Imperial fetishists.
Yeah, that fetish is not okay.
No.
My theory is that he is indeed a homosexual. Like he's attracted to men, but like a anthropomorphic fucking like missile, like a big missile with like a dildo on it, and that's what he wants to.
Maybe that's what it's. Yeah, that's what he like imagines when he thinks about this stuff.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. Or it's like a strong man who's like pressing a red button over and over, and the button is on his ass, so he's getting slapped and fucked. Like that's what he's into. Like there is definitely an element to his orientation that's like not ammosexual, like they say for like the gun nuts, but it's like warosexual. Like maybe the comments can help us out.
So many people in the chat's like, what the fuck did I just walk into?
Welcome back.
Yeah, 2026. It's gonna be a long year.
We have a lot of thoughts clearly that we've been saving for you all, so you're welcome. Yeah, looking at Lindsey Graham and that, it honestly makes me nauseous. Like, I've just never seen a more revolting human being. And I say that as he's standing next to Donald Trump with his bruised hands, which Lindsey Graham's boner probably like almost brushed up against because he was so fucking hard at the thought of warfare. I genuinely don't know how he gets off unless he thinks about like war and people being murdered. There's no other way. Like, he's truly a pervert in every sense of the word.
How does he keep winning elections?
Yeah.
How?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
If you're in his state, why would you vote for him? What is? Aren't there better? I'm not saying like better Republicans, but like, I don't know, Republicans that aren't repulsive in every fucking way. Not even like politically. Just, I mean, like, I don't know, performatively, like something. There has to be a better option. Like, he's just so.
I've thought about Ted Cruz for a long time. I'm like, I don't see the appeal even from a conservative standpoint. Is
No,
it just that he says the right things. Is it just like,
but you know what?
Here? And you're like, cool.
Give me Ted Cruz over Lindsey Graham. That's how disgusting Lindsey Graham is. I'll take 2 Ted Cruzes over Lindsey Graham.
2.
I'll take 2.
It depends on the day. I've definitely like had moments where I'm like, Ted Cruz is so fucking gross. Like,
yeah.
So, I think it depends on the news cycle and who's currently in it. But they're both terrible.
That's fair. So we're all talking about how demented everybody has become, but I did see a rant from Jesse Ventura that I thought was really cathartic. This is the ex-governor of Minnesota, for those who don't know, and also star of 90s action films, all around amazing person. I really like hearing him because I feel like he is one of the few people who really puts things into perspective in a very concise and blunt way. And sometimes you just need to cut through the bullshit. So I wanted to play this for everybody so you can react.
Body.
You want to know something? I'll give you a quote. We're a third world country now. You want to know why? I'm an expert. I've been to them. I spent 17 months in Southeast Asia while the draft dodger was playing golf. Right? You know how I know we're a third world country? Because in third world countries, they have the military doing their police work in the cities when you walk around. I was in the Philippines the day Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law and went under dictatorship. We went from nobody to a guy with a machine gun on every corner. That's what happens in a dictatorship. In comes the military. That's what's happening here. And people better wake up to it. You want to read something? Then read your history of Germany and start comparing the tactics of what happened in 1930s Germany to what's happening here. Read history. You learn from history. Anytime you have the loss of life that needlessly happens, that's tragedy. And what occurred yesterday did not have to happen.
Yeah, I think
he's great.
He's amazing. It's nice to hear somebody like him say that, who was a governor, who is principled, and who's like rightfully indignant about the situation. Because, I mean, this just happened yesterday, but the video is so haunting, and it's the aftermath that like really stuck with me, like of the guy yelling murderer, murderer. And then there's other videos that I saw after Renee Good was assassinated of like her wife. And you see some guy talking to her. She's off camera and she's like, oh my God, they shot my wife. They shot my fucking wife. And it's like to see that and juxtapose it with like Jesse Waters on Fox News, just like scornfully talking about her as a self-described poet. She had a lesbian partner, just like, you know, she's the kind of person that we all agree should be executed, so it's fine. Just the degeneracy and the lengths that they're going to gaslight us about this video is so gross. Nancy Mace said that the guy who shot her, the murderer, Jonathan Ross, was limping away. She said you could see that on video. Trump said that he's in the hospital because of the injury that he sustained. Maybe like the trigger was too hard and he got carpal tunnel pulling it. I don't know what the fuck. Just the level of lies. It's just, I cannot get over it. How
he's on video walking away.
Truth.
Like the idea that he was hospitalized. He's on video after, by the way, he shot through her side open window. Like he was never in danger. the New York Times has there's a thousand good breakdowns, but New York Times has like a really thorough like breakdown, every single angle, everything. They show like his feet are to the side of the truck as her wheel is turned the other way, and he's shooting. He shot one through like the windshield at the side, and then two through her open side window. How are you in danger? How's the car coming at you if you're shooting through the side window? Like, there's again, Lance, you're right. Like, there's no point debating any of this because they're so insane. But it's just the lengths they go to just lie. Like, just blatant things that we see with our eyes. Like, there's no debating any of it.
Yeah, I know that we're all hardcore ACAB commies, and so we don't, care much about police procedure. But everything I've read says that, like, if a car is coming towards you, shooting the driver is not what the training typically would tell you to do, because the car is going to keep moving towards you. You're supposed to get out of the way of the vehicle. If you've gotten out of the way of the vehicle, then at that point the officer was safe, so he just unloaded his clip. Right, like you see it as clear as day. He gets out of the way of the car, and then at that point starts to execute her. Yeah,
I'll try to find the clip. There's a breakdown from somebody who used to work in law enforcement. But yeah, you're right. Like he talks about how in the DHS own handbook they say to not do what that guy did. They say get out of the way of the car. Don't shoot at it because it can become a weapon. It can hit other pedestrians, hit other cars, and to simply get out of the way of the vehicle, which he did. But again, he wasn't even in the way. Like he was moved and then shot her.
Oh yeah, she reverses first.
Yeah.
And apparently she was getting multiple different instructions too. Like people keep saying like, well, why didn't she comply? Why won't you comply? And it's like, there are multiple witnesses, including this, like you can hear audio on the video. She's getting instructions in two different directions from two different people. One person is saying, hey, pull your car over right now. The other person's like, get out. And then it's like, okay, what do I do? The other person's like, move along. And then it's like, okay, like, I don't know.
There's even a video of her like waving somebody by beforehand. Like meanwhile, Trump is like, she was a violent agitator. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Blocking the road. No, she wasn't.
No.
And even if you take everything that they're saying as the truth, which you should not, none of that is a justification to execute her.
Yeah,
I know.
This is a state-sanctioned.
That's what's so dumb about this whole debate. Even if she was exactly what you're claiming she was, you still are not supposed to shoot and murder her.
No, no, like it doesn't call for an execution.
Right. We've gotten so far away from like the fucking plot that what we're talking about is it doesn't even make sense. Like the fact that we, like to your point, Lance, that we have to go back and like be overly scrupulous here and debate these finer details just so that way they can justify it and not hold this murderer accountable. It's so infuriating because any person with common sense who watches that just needs to see it once. And what happened is very, very evident.
Yeah. I think also that it's going to be something where, I mean, people are asking in the chats if there's any updates from Portland. I don't know, Mike, you're closer to anyone. Is there anything that's come out of that yet?
Yeah, as far as I know, the two people who were shot are injured, but they're alive. Let me get a quick update from K2 really quick.
I mean, that's good at least.
Yes, last time I checked at least. This is 42 minutes ago. Both people are wounded, but they are alive. So let me just bring in the article actually so that way people know what we're talking about, because this broke just before we went live, but in Portland, Oregon.
Who were accused of being Trender Agua. Of course.
Okay.
Going to be shoot first and then
name
whatever organization they're a part of afterwards, right? Like, yeah, that's MS-13. Exactly. It is. That was Hamas. Oh yeah, I just ran over Hezbollah. Yeah, that's keeping everyone safe.
Remember, because of NSPM 7, basically all of us are like the government is able to dedicate resources to track us because we could be potential terrorists. So, it's just a different flavor. What flavor of terrorist are you? Are you the immigrant flavor terrorist? Are you the alphabet mafia flavor terrorist? Like what are you, just like a general commie terrorist? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if you are not them, you are terrorist. But this is from K2 News. A U.S. Customs and Border Protection agent shot and wounded 2 people in Portland on Thursday afternoon, according to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, which said the shooting was in self-defense, of course, when the driver of a vehicle that the agents had pulled over tried to run them over. So since this is what they are reporting, I'm assuming that the opposite is true, because this is now one of many times that they have tried to say that somebody tried to run them over. In fact, there's a different, let me pull it in. There's a different story of somebody else that they accused of trying to run them over, and she was acquitted, I believe. Let me find the exact details here. And I'll bring it in. So this is
Well, he's looking for
from
that. I just
CBS
wanted to.
News, November of last year. Yeah, so real quick, they dropped charges against this woman who was shot by a CBP agent, and they justified the shooting of this individual by saying that, like, oh, they were trying to, she was trying to run them over. So it's the same thing. She boxed in federal immigration agents in her vehicle. He fired 5 shots at her. It was a lie then. So they just, anything that they say, you have to assume by default they're lying.
And I've seen 2 different videos. I'm sure there's more of ICE agents trying to or hitting people with their cars. So are those people
Right.
in the right to then shoot them? Like, or is it only okay when an ICE official shoots an innocent woman in her car? Like, it's depraved.
What's the standard in Florida? Because there is a law effectively decriminalizing running over protesters. So if your car
I
is
saw
getting
that
blocked
video
and you
by
fear for
Ron
your life,
DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis.
yeah, is that a different situation there or no? Like they want to just be able to like pass a law nationally that's, hey, we get to kill lefties if we see fit. Like they just, that's what they want to do.
And, you know, this wasn't an avowed activist, by the way. I just want to be completely clear. Like Renee Good did not have a long history of being like an Antifa agitator / political Marxist, communist. Like, you know, on paper, this is a woman who, you know, was a Christian, was a, you know, a proud community member, was a white woman, you know, it should also be mentioned because people keep bringing up the fact that like, how are things like this happening? And it's like, well, I mean, it should go to show you that like you can be white, but the system is still going to be working against you. It's not as if like, you know, white supremacy universally benefits all white people. You can be white and poor and you're going to die just as likely as you're going to die from, you know, a violent police encounter as you would in another racialized group. Right. Not as likely, but like you can still die. And it just seems like a situation where people are a little bit thrown back by that, as in like, why is it that like, you know, in this particular instance, this happened? And it's like, because you should see, like, it's the intersection between capitalism and white supremacy, essentially.
Yeah, great point.
Hi.
Hey Ariana,
Hi,
welcome.
guys. How are you?
How you doing?
Good.
Doing amazing. Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
Happy New Year.
Yes,
I
happy
miss
New
your
Year.
beautiful faces.
We missed you
Yay.
too.
And Ron DeSantis. I just wanted to play this video quickly because
Plus a jump scare.
It's like,
This is the
shut the
policy
fuck
that he-
up. Okay, fine. I'm putting up. Which episode is this?
153.
153.
Perfect. All right, go on.
And we also have a policy that if you're driving on one of those streets and a mob comes and surrounds your vehicle and threatens you, you have a right to flee for your safety. And so if you drive off and you hit one of these people, that's their fault for impinging on you. You don't have to sit there and just be a sitting duck and let the mob grab you out of your car and drag you through the streets. You have a right to defend yourself in Florida.
It's crazy. They're not saying this about Renee Good. She had the right to defend herself from this ICE mob. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It's amazing.
I mean, wait, didn't Lance say that 2 more people got shot in Portland, or am I imagining that?
No, it did happen. Yeah, so they're alive. They're wounded, but am I breaking up?
Yeah,
No,
you're
here we
breaking
go.
up.
They're wounded. That's the last update that I can see, at least from K2 News. Maybe the chat will let us know if anything else happens. But yeah, they're wounded, but they're alive. And CBP is the perpetrators of the shooting, and they're unpredictably or I should say predictably, excuse me, claiming that the reason for the shooting was that they were trying to run them over in their car. So that's always their go-to. You could just shoot and injure anybody or kill anybody if you claim that they're trying to run you over and you feared for your life.
So I saw this on Threads, and I need to verify this because Threads has become a cesspool of just misinformation. But someone threaded that he threatened to knock on people's doors one by one once he gets enough feds hired. I don't know if that's true, to see if
Oh, JD Vance said this actually. He did say, I can confirm this, that they're going door to door.
Okay. Yeah, it's giving Nazi Germany.
Right.
Isn't this the government tyranny that they were so fearful about under like Obama and like Biden?
Yeah. Big government people are nowhere to be found. In fact, some of them are defending the state-sanctioned murder of a U.S. citizen as well. There was one woman, I can't remember who she is. She's like a smaller influencer on Twitter, and she was talking about how, this Renee, she should have obeyed their orders. And then like her only bio mention is just big government sucks. It's like, okay, like I guess you don't notice the
there's
contradiction.
No consistency. No.
Just these people can't be fixed. Let's put it that way.
It's hard to fix stupid. I don't know.
Yeah, especially at this level when they all they function as a hive mind at this point where they're all thinking the same way. They're all saying the same thing. They all get on the page with the same talking points, get on the same page, I should say, with the same talking points like that. How are we supposed to deal with this when you've got a third of the country, basically this fascist death cult, who are comparable to Nazis? Like they are openly celebrating the murder by the state of citizens. They don't ever stop to think, oh my God, what would happen if, a Democratic president acted this way? What would happen if a foreign country did this to us? If China chose to kidnap Donald Trump, just swoop into Mar-a-Lago, bring his fat ass to fucking China. They don't think about these things.
You're making a request.
You know what? It's not a bad idea.
She, if you're listening, activate.
I made this joke in my video when I talked about it, but imagine what we would say if China just came in and they kidnapped Donald Trump. Just imagine that for a second.
No, it's the American entitlement when it comes to everything that happened, because there was a whole build up to Maduro getting captured, which I don't think many people were following.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, our naval ships completely surrounded Venezuela for weeks. I mean, can you imagine if Chinese naval ships started surrounding us completely, God, for a week? Can you imagine the public outcry that would have? I mean, that would have just never happened, first of all. But it's just this premise is just
everyone lost their mind over a balloon, over a Chinese balloon.
Yeah, oh my God, I forgot about that.
Balloon. Meanwhile, we're sending our warships to basically trap this whole entire country. Now, do I agree with Maduro? No, he had a lot of pretty credible allegations, but bro, I just wish Americans were I wish we were all on the same page about something. For me, it's when I say that it's none of my business and I don't want to invade other countries, I dead ass mean it. I don't care if you're a dictator. I don't care if you're fucking Kim Jong-un. I want my money to go towards my healthcare. I don't want to pay a premium that's now $1,000 because Trump decided to cut Obamacare. And as an independent creator, I have to be on Obamacare. So I would much rather my money selfishly going to me, or at the least the veterans that are on the street dying, at least take care of them if you don't want to give it to me, rather than going and Also, I don't know if you guys saw the video, the graphic, that there were some people that made graphics and they showed exactly how they extracted Maduro, and it's fucking insane. They basically bombed the shit out of Venezuela until there was so much noise and chaos. And then by the time all the bombing was done, Maduro was long gone. They had taken him away. Basically all the bombing was just a distraction to get him out and to build noise and chaos barrier so that they could have their SEALs go in and grab him. But it's yeah, my money is getting wasted on stupid shit like that. Respectfully, I'm sorry. I agree with y'all. Maduro's terrible, but I don't want my taxpayer money getting spent on shit like this. Respectfully,
Well,
like I just don't.
Maduro is not in the Epstein files, and so
Yeah.
I'll say this: if a precursor to being able to invade a sovereign nation, bomb the fuck out of its civilians, kill a bunch of people, and steal someone, I mean, Trump's a rapist pedophile, right? So it's just, by the rules, if it's how it's supposed to be done, I mean, again,
I mean, they're both dictators.
Yeah.
One has, objectively speaking, killed more people. One has, objectively speaking, raped more people. I mean, by those standards, if we could invade another country because, oh, it's a bad person, then fuck, we're never going to have another president again that doesn't get swooped off in the middle of the night, because every single American president, at least in my lifetime, they're all war criminals. Like, U.S. imperialism alone has led to the deaths of millions of fucking people. By our own standards, we should have been regime changed decades ago. It's just the amount of pain and suffering that we cause around the world is just, it's incalculable. Like, the people that are ruined because of what we've done, and there's not even like not a fucking acknowledgement from the American people, not even a sorry. Like, the thought of paying reparations to the people of Iraq is like, it's laughable, because we are such an immoral country. We have no moral compass whatsoever. It's just, it's all about us. Fuck everybody else. But like, that mentality has very clearly reached its logical conclusion to where, like, the country is circling the drain, and now the elites have that mentality, and the people are like, hey, what about me? It's like, well, I mean, we all kind of enabled this collectively, you know? This is what happens when you elect somebody who admits that he wants an autocracy, that tried to overthrow the last government. Like, there was somebody who was a witness to the murder of Renee Good. It was a right-winger. I played this clip, and he said something like, he talked about how horrifying it was, and he's like, I'm leaning right, and this is not the way that things are supposed to be done. And it's like, sweetheart, I'm so happy that you said that, but you see, when you vote for somebody who is saying we're going to do mass deportations, and who is openly broadcasting his intent to shut down democracy, you can't really talk about how things are supposed to be. That ship has fucking sailed. That ship sailed with Reagan, arguably. That ship sailed with Buckley v. Vallejo back in the 70s when we decided to commodify elections in this country. So it's just kind of like, it feels like the chickens have come home to roost, and it might be too little too late. Like, as much as I want to see Americans wake up and become class conscious, like, that just seems like, I don't know, we're just too far gone. I don't know. I think that the only hope that I have is like the thought, like this naive thought, this dream rather, that one day we'll all collectively like rise up and do a general strike and shut down the economy. It never happened, because like the second there's momentum for that, all they do is have the propagandists come out and Americans would, be against it. I mean, just a side note, but like, if you look at public opinion polls in the lead up to the Venezuelan invasion, Americans opposed it. Then you poll them right after it, and now it's closer to, it's not a majority, but it's a plurality that now support it. It's like, you know what? We deserve it. Like, fucking, we deserve it. Like, not the innocents who aren't partaking in this, who didn't build the system, but like a lot of Americans deserve to feel what people in other countries feel because of all the pain and suffering that we've enabled and just not given a fuck about. I don't know. It just feels so gross to see everything that's happening.
It is incredible to note, like, a lot of Americans are aware of how, I would say most Americans are aware of the impact of media and how it, can change your opinion on something, and how it's manipulated in a way to move you. Yet they fall for it every single time. Like you're aware that that you're lied to constantly, but you believe all the lies and you don't believe the stuff you should be believing. Like, you believe the bullshit. Like, it's now again, I don't think it's you said a plurality. I don't think it's a majority of people. I think a lot of people maybe don't know enough. Understandably, people have busy lives. They don't really understand Venezuela. They don't understand imperialism. So that's why it's a plurality, not a majority. But I guess enough propaganda could be a majority supporting it. But it is just like incredible that Americans are aware that media does this, and yet they still fall for it.
Yeah, and even I agree with you. I think that like foreign policy matters, as frustrating as it is to see so much ignorant bliss, on what we do and how destructive our military is. you would at least think that somebody would understand, like at the concrete level, why Trump is bad. Like I have a family member who was worried about losing Medicaid after the big bullshit bill passed, who needs that, who would die without it. But it's like, you just got to trust the president. You got to trust our president. It's like, that's a level of stupid that you can't fix. You have to remove that person from society and put them in a re-education camp. I'm saying this about my own family members, so maybe I'm the psycho. But like, how do you get through to that thick fucking skull? It's like impenetrable. Like, you can't reason with this person. They voted for somebody who is fucking them over and whose policies could literally kill them if they lose their healthcare. And they're like, I trust the president. Okay, well then die. Like, I don't know what the fuck to say. Like, you are laying the fucking groundwork for your own demise because maybe you don't like trans people or you want immigrants out of the country. And if that's your priority, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, I can't force you to be empathetic, but it just feels like there's so many people like that in this country who would cut off their nose to spite their faces, who would willingly fuck themselves over just to see people who they deem as inferior suffer more. And I don't know how to live in a country with that big of a population that thinks that way. Like, it's not everybody, like you were saying, but it's at least a third, like a third of Americans that are like that.
That's what white Americans did to the black community. Instead of having swimming pools for their kids, they were willing to let the swimming pools get closed down in totality so that their white children wouldn't be in the pools with the black kids. And like, everyone loses and your kids lose, but like, hey, at least someone else might suffer more seems to be like the guiding compass in a lot of this. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, we're all getting fucked over, but you're getting fucked over worse. So,
and it's worth it. Those values that we grew up with, like, sharing and stuff like that, that's all, I guess that's
all
out the
about
window.
Individual.
Yeah, no,
take mine. Take mine.
Come on.
So there was also a big story that we didn't talk about because we were on break, was the Nick Shirley story. And how, and I did not watch his video, but from my understanding, he tried to make it seem as if there was widespread fraud in Minnesota by Somalis. And the reason why he did this was because there were multiple people that were already indicted, most of which were Somalis. And he's trying to add to this narrative that all Somalis are bad. So like, he went to daycare centers after hours to be like, oh, look, there's no kids here. There's no kids here. And he was making it seem as if, if you don't show this random dude the kids that you have, like if you don't bring the kids to him, as if like I would not show the kids some random, like, oh yeah, let me show you the kids. They're here. Then there's something suspicious. And this has led to Tim Walz basically, I mean, he's not resigning. He's going to serve out the rest of his term, but he's canceling his re-election campaign because of this, because the story blew up, because it was propped up by right-wingers and politicians. And now you see Somalis in Minnesota facing even more backlash, harassment, threats of violence at daycares. And it's kind of spiraling out of control.
What do you mean by Tim Walz's resign? Like, was that his first solution? Was, hey, I'm going to resign because this turn devolved? Like, what are we?
He's not running again. I think this is more like, this is just the final straw for him. Like, his family has been harassed, right? His son's been harassed like ever since he was ran for VP. Like, so I just think he's
just calling quits.
Like, I think he's just tired of it. Like, if I was his age, I'd be done. Like, I'm not doing this shit anymore. I got a family to take care of. Like, fuck this.
I mean, with or without the shit, I think a lot of these people need to be done with their terms and be gone because they're basically skeletal remains sitting in their places. But
Wells isn't even that old though. He's like what, 60s? I'm not even sure.
Past 65, past the retirement age, you got to go.
61. He's a good governor. Like,
he's young for political standards.
Yeah, out of considering the amount of people, considering the amount of people over 70 who are still in government.
Oh, he's
61 is nothing.
Oh, he's a baby.
What? Oh no, you got me fucked up. Calling Tim Walz a baby is crazy.
By comparison,
I do want to say though, the reason why Trump released 2,000 more feds into Minnesota was because of this unsubstantiated claim that Somalis are
Correct.
taking welfare money. So actually,
Such a great point.
the reason why Renee Good was murdered was actually as a result of the hoax that you're talking about, because Trump
Yes.
was like, oh, the Somalis are taking up all of our money. Okay, send all the agents that we have. And then that turned into an American. Listen, this is all I got to say. Not to bring up identity in this, because sometimes identity politics really irks my soul, but if a white woman who's a U.S. citizen is getting shot in broad daylight, there is no hope for any of us, first of all. Second of all, how do you feel like they treat Black and brown people behind closed doors if they're shooting a white woman who's a U.S. citizen in the face, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think a lot of people are really thoroughly indulging in what this actually means for the future of our nation. Because if they're brazenly shooting white women who are U.S. citizens in the middle of the street in front of a bunch of people watching, we are all fucked. Like, we are all genuinely fucked. And I don't know how this is going to manifest in the next 3 years. I do think Trump desperately wants everyone to go into a civil war and to like bash each other's head into it. And honestly, at this rate, I think it's going to happen. Like, I think we're getting there, because it's just ridiculous. Like, these people are out of control.
It feels like we're in a cold civil war. Like, does it not?
When what was it? The National Guard was being deployed. I was like, that is civil war.
I think Tim
right?
Wall said that he's going to bring them in to defend.
I was like, if he on a state level deploys the National Guard, like that is the opening salvo of a civil war right there. That's going to be like a very, very dangerous conflict.
It's just escalating so quickly.
It is. Like, what are you expecting people to do? Like, if you were going into their communities and like literally shooting them in the face, right? Like, it's we're all talking about this instead of talking about the fact that he's all over the Epstein files. I mean, no matter what you want to say, it's like, you know, everyone said he's going to invade Venezuela to distract everyone, and boom, he goes and does that. And then it's like, hey, by the way, he's going to launch a war on his own citizens. Boom, he goes and does that. And, you know, now does it even matter? Does it matter that he's the guiltiest fucking, you know, person in relation to Epstein anymore?
Well, remember, he tweeted in like 2012 or something that Obama would launch a war with Iran or bomb Iran to distract from his like bad poll numbers. Like, I'm paraphrasing people. It's, you know, it's a famous tweet that he posted. So like, that's the mentality that he has, right? So if more of the Epstein files comes out, then who's going to get bombed? Who's going to have to pay for his pedophilia, alleged pedophilia? Like, who's going to have to pay? It's almost scary to think about it. Like, the more you hold him accountable, the more unhinged he gets. And to Ariana's point about the ICE agents in Minnesota, which I'm so glad you brought up, I was listening to Majority Report, and Emma brought up this point that was mind-blowing. So there were 2,000 ICE agents sent to Minneapolis. Their police force is like 530 or so. So the amount of ICE agents proportionally compared to police is insane. The amount of ICE agents compared to like the 10,000 that were circling Venezuela, like, it's like he's actually waging a war against these cities. And like, people say that, oh, he's going to war against his own cities, but that's not a hyperbole. Like, he is turning the military into this like occupying force that's occupying us. It's like, it's imperial boomerang, right? Like, all the imperialism that we used to send throughout the world has come back, and it's now being turned in. All the repression that we fostered in these foreign countries, the civil wars that were the result of our invasions, you know, of different countries like Iraq, it's now it's coming back here. Like, it's like a political version of karma, except the people who aren't responsible for it are also going to pay. It's namely going to be like innocent people who are immigrants, asylum seekers, and just like the performative cruelty of it. It just makes it like so much more bleak, because when you see how Latin American immigrants are getting sent to Africa, a country which they have no connection to whatsoever, like, they want people to suffer. They genuinely relish in it. I did want to play a clip from Mehdi Hassan, who kind of like spoke to this claim of Somali fraud.
Oh, a 60-second one?
It's very, very good. You saw it? Yeah, so
that's great.
On Fox News today with Jesse Waters, JD Vance said we have a Somali problem, which is a very Nazi thing to say. Like if you substitute Somali for Jewish, like we have a Jewish problem, like you just sound like Adolf Hitler at this point. So like the racism that they are trying to instigate and incite against Somali people is so horrifying because it's already leading to harassment and repercussions. I mean, we saw the way that the Haitian immigrants in Springfield were attacked during the election cycle when they were accusing them of eating cats and dogs. And it's so easy to like spark some bullshit story. There's this picture of this guy who had like a dead duck or something in his hand. It's like, oh my God, he's eating. He was taking roadkill off the fucking street. Like he was being a good civil. Like there's literally nothing that they could do to convince these people because like they will try to frame you as like a demon who's like this huge threat not only to you but your children and your pets. And it just feels like what are these people supposed to do in this situation when their entire community is under attack? And then, you know, when you call one of them a slur, you get like $80,000 on Give, Send, Go, like that Cinnabon lady did. It just it's so demoralizing to see this. But I'll give you guys a little bit of like happiness to see Mehdi Hassan rip them to shreds.
The right has been screaming for the past few weeks that the left in America won't talk about fraud, about Somali fraud. They're super mad about Somali fraud. Well, let's prove them wrong, shall we? Let's talk about Somali fraud. Give me just 60 seconds. Start the clock. Let's talk about convicted fraudster Trevor Milton, who defrauded his investors, cost them tens of millions of dollars and was sentenced to 4 years in prison. Oh wait, he's not Somali and Donald Trump pardoned him last year. Let's talk about convicted fraudster Paul Walsack, who stole over $7 million from his employees' paychecks and was sentenced to 18 months in prison. Oh wait, he's not Somali and Donald Trump pardoned him last year. Let's talk about convicted fraudster Michelle Fury, who took $70,000 meant for a memorial to fallen police officers and spent it on herself, including cosmetic surgery. Oh wait, she's not Somali and Donald Trump pardoned her last year. Let's talk about Lawrence Duran, who led at the time the largest therapy-related Medicare fraud scheme in history, was sentenced to 50 years in prison in order to pay back $87 million. Oh wait, he's not Somali and Donald Trump commuted his sentence last year. Let's talk about Philip S. Forms, who orchestrated the biggest criminal healthcare fraud, Medicare fraud in American history, over $1 billion in fraudulent claims, and who was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Oh wait, he's not Somali and Donald Trump commuted his sentence back in 2020. Let's talk about David Gentile, who defrauded over 10,000 investors of over $1.6 billion in what was basically a Ponzi scheme and sentenced to 7 years in prison. Oh wait, he's not Somali and Donald Trump pardoned him just last month. So remember, they're so bothered by Somali fraud, not because they're bothered by fraud, their hero keeps pardoning the fraudsters, but because they're bothered by Somalis. And yes, that makes them racists.
That was beautiful. So satisfying.
Yep. It just shows how foolish these fucking people are. Jesus Christ.
First of all, I don't know how Mehdi did that.
Yeah, he's a gas.
Like, what the fuck?
He's an incredible broadcast. Like, he is really
That was
one of the
crazy.
best ones,
The
if
amount
not the
of
best.
skill that took. Honestly, if you guys don't understand how skillful that was, I need you to set up your camera and try to talk to your camera normally. It is so fucking hard. I can guarantee you it took every single person on this panel at least 6 months to feel remotely comfortable talking into a camera. It's so
yeah, I've
awkward
never
and
felt
weird.
comfortable. I still don't.
Yeah, like it's so awkward and weird. And I'm not talking about like a panel. I'm talking about you setting up your camera and just talking to yourself in the camera. It is
No, I know.
shit.
Okay, so Ariana, you made me so paranoid about millennial pauses. Like, you know, when you first joined the show, and you're talking about TikToking. So, like, when I make TikToks, I'm so paranoid about the millennial pause. And then sometimes I think it curses me because I don't even know if I'm catching it. I was like, wait, does that count as millennial pause? And I'm like going back.
I notice it now. Like,
I
I make sure to cut. Like, if I play a clip in my video, I cut really quick from the clip to me talking. So there's no millennial pause in between.
Not proving Ariana right, as millennials know how to
Not
do
that I
this.
should care what Gen Z's saying, but it, you know, it makes it a little more succinct, cuts it down a bit.
No, but Gen Z are right about it. Like, I've seen the TikTok videos with it. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. You go ahead.
Wait,
you know way more about us.
Well, I don't know if you guys remember, but it was Chank's. It was not Chank. It was Jank's video on TikTok when he was talking about his campaign run, and basically he would hold the camera up. And he would press record, and then there would be like a 3-second pause. So, okay, let's say I'm Jake. Okay, just imagine I'm Jake. Okay, press record. Hello, everyone. I'm So then we paused it, and I was like, "Oh my god, no, the millennial pause!" And then all of you were like, "What the fuck is a millennial pause?" I was like, "Millennials do this thing where you start the camera and then you just pause for a couple seconds before you talk, and it's really annoying." And now everyone here is.
Are those recorded videos though, or was he going live? Because like when I go live on YouTube, it's hard to know when you're actually live.
Well,
those are recorded. Okay, that's,
Dude, you know what it is on TikTok? When you push the button, it instantly records you. And we grew up with devices that spent 1 second starting, so we got used to like hit record, and then it's like ding, and then you're like, "Hi everyone," and then you would actually get caught. And now TikTok is like the second you push it, and we're sitting there smiling like fucking fools while the Gen Zers are all laughing at us, and rightfully so. I've seen the videos. It's not pretty.
I approve of Gen Z making fun of us because I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. You know, we make fun of Gen X. They probably made fun of boomers. So I feel like it's a rite of passage. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
Some of us have better arguments than others, though. I think there's real good reasons to make fun of Gen X for sure. Like, no offense to some of the audience. But like that's where like a lot of the COVID skeptic thing, like it's mostly Gen Xers. Like they're the ones that did like the majority of that.
Dude, I honestly at this point, I'm really not looking forward to the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Like this shit.
Well, you're thinking 2 years ahead. I'm just thinking this year.
Earth is ghetto as fuck. Like this planet is just not it. Like
Ariana, your post on Instagram hit me so hard when
which one? I've been posting a lot.
You posted about how at the start of 2025, you're like, this is going to be my year. And then you showed like all the terrible things that happened to you. And I was like, oh my God, you poor thing. Like, I feel this so much. It hits so hard.
No, I fear last year was genuinely one of the worst years of my life. I'm not even joking. Not because of Trump, but because of outlying factors as well. But this is going to be my year. But it did start really cool. I was at the Zoran inauguration.
That looks really good.
That would be amazing.
We were
historic.
all, guys, it was below freezing temperatures. The wind went up to 30 miles per hour.
Wow.
In 11-degree weather. When I tell you we were all sitting there, that was the first time in my life I was like, Bernie, please wrap it the fuck up. And I've never I was so,
I've heard this speech before. I know it's the billionaires. God damn it.
Literally I was like, all right, AOC, come on, let's go. And love my brown people. I love them down. There were so many brown people there. The whole inauguration was very brown and culturally curated, but we're always late to everything. So it was supposed to start at 1. That should start an hour later. We were literally sitting there freezing our fucking asses off. Like, it was so fucking cold. But I wouldn't change it for the world. So happy I was there. Guys, he's been talking about hopium. Zoran's been doing some crazy shit. Like, he's been doing some phenomenal things. I don't know if you guys saw, I wrote a whole Substack about what he did on his first day because it was just phenomenal. First of all, he went after Pinnacle Realty, which is basically this massive slumlord company in New York City. They have over 14,000, I believe it was 5,000 violations and 14,000 complaints. And they, in addition to owing the city of New York City thousands and thousands of dollars. Hi, Kowalski. I see you sent me a super chat. How you doing? Anyways, so, we haven't forgot about you. So, basically, he wrote an executive order, right? He signed it. But this is the baller ass move about this. So the executive order states that they're going to take Pinnacle Realty to court and basically sue the shit out of them for all the violations and the money that they owe and everything. But you want to know what the baller ass move he did about this? He signed it at a Pinnacle building. He walked in and he signed that executive order in a Pinnacle building. I was like,
that's amazing.
Yeah. Nice. That shit was so baller. I was so here for it.
I was able to enjoy his speech a little bit more since I was not in the freezing cold, but I was so pumped up from that speech.
It was a great speech.
I watched David Doel's coverage of it. Amazing coverage as always. And his line about how I was elected as a democratic socialist and I'm going to run the city as a democratic socialist. I'm butchering it, but that was the spirit of it. That was so nice to see because we have been conditioned to just expect politicians to immediately capitulate. And there were some red flags, to be sure, after he got elected. That did worry me a little bit. But to see him give us that reassurance, to see him just like double down and like, no, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do, it really made me feel, I don't want to say hope, because my heart is so like black that it can't get to that point. But like, it made me feel like a little twitch inside.
It also means that when he's successful, and they're already saw today they're doing childcare, or what is it? Universal.
They just announced that
with
today.
Kathy Hochul.
Yep, they just announced that today.
Wow.
It means that like when he's successful, because he says what he is, a democratic socialist, those wins will be in the corner of democratic socialism. So it's like a lot of these like left-wing or progressive politicians, they're so afraid of labeling themselves. But the thing is, like, when you are successful in what you push for and you have that label, it makes it easier for other politicians, other candidates to run with that label, because they could say, oh, you're running like Zoran Mamdani, who did this, and this. Like it's a good thing to embrace that label and then be successful with that label. It's great for the future of what it means for the movement. So
it's also a great contrast. You got Zoran Mamdani. First thing he does, attacks slumlords. Trump, he attacks poor people in other countries, right? Like the contrast couldn't be any, like, this is pretty striking. Who are they going to go after when they're in power? Predatory landlords who are fucking people over who want to have a place to live, right? Like, you know, it can be more clear.
You love to see it.
So I'm in the creator group chat. I just want to read about the child care that he signed right today. So Zoran and the governor today announced together the investment of no-cost child care for all 2-year-olds. So this is exactly what the haters were saying he wasn't going to be able to do. He did that shit with the governor first weekend. Is it the first week? Yeah, it's still.
Is it 2-year-old 2 and up, or
for
up to 2?
All 2-year-olds. That's all
just
I know.
2-year-olds, but not 3-year-olds.
Look at it. I don't know about 3 and 4. I fear you're fucked if you're 3 and 4. I'm just kidding. I actually don't know.
At that point, you're ready to go out to pasture.
Yeah, at that
they
point,
can watch themselves.
Look up to themselves.
Another thing that he did that I do want to talk about as well. So he did 2 other things that were really fucking huge. One of them is that he is going to set up renter hearings across every single bureau. So what does this mean? This means that he's going to have hearings in every single bureau, multiple hearings, and they're not just regular, like, oh, you go and you vent to one person and you leave. There's going to be multiple city officials across different areas and categories, and they're all going to listen to everyone's complaints about their living conditions, like mold and their landlords not fixing their whatever, or cockroaches, or whatever issues they have. And then within 190 days, they're going to write a whole entire report, and they're going to actually go after fundamental changes that they can make to better living conditions for New Yorkers. So that's one thing that he's also setting up, which is basically going to create a feedback loop of just, you know, where the people are giving their opinion and then the government goes, and it's a functional feedback group, which, by the way, every politician should be doing this. It's a part of their job, but they choose not to because they know that if, for example, Eric Adams set up a hearing, he knew he was going to get fucking cooked. So he didn't do that. There's a lot of Congress people who would do these hearings, but then after October 7th, they stopped because they were AIPAC funded and people were going in complaining and they didn't want to deal with it. So this is something, what Zoran is doing is not, just to be clear, it's pivotal because our politicians don't do shit, but it's supposed to be the norm. This feedback loop of hearings and listening to people should be the norm. But the third thing that he did, he also revoked all of the every single executive order Eric Adams signed that basically made it illegal for any government official to talk about Palestine because he deemed it as anti-Semitic. So he basically made it impossible for any government worker to say anything about Palestine. He rewrote the definition of anti-Semitism to be anti-Zionism, and then he also did a bunch of like blocking for BDS, like basically if you're a business, I don't quote me exactly, but it was a lot of like making BDS hard and like sanction, basically like doing all those boycotts harder if you're a business or whatever in certain sectors, and he revoked all of that on his first day.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been pretty
It's really
cool.
nice to see that. Yeah, no, it's really nice to have something to look forward to watch this project, bloom into this this beautiful thing that hopefully will be a blueprint for other politicians. And like David was saying, like it just needs to be successful here. And this is the path forward. I mean, by him calling himself a democratic socialist, if he actually does maintain this popularity and pull it off, like actually meaningfully improve people's lives, like he could potentially undo decades of McCarthyist like fear mongering over socialism. I think Bernie made some great strides to do that, but like this could be next level.
So yeah, just to be clear about the programs. So the funding would help the governor work toward a goal of expanding childcare to all 4-year-olds statewide by the fall of 2028. It would also enable Mamdani to make New York City preschool program for 3-year-olds known as 3K truly universal and create a new free childcare system for the city's 2-year-olds, starting with 2,000 toddlers this fall and expanding each subsequent year.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a starting point. And
Nice.
and it expands.
It is going to expand to all the toddlers across New York City.
That's amazing.
So I think, we do see democratic socialism in countries like Sweden. And I honestly, I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of democratic socialism when it's done properly. But obviously we live in a fucked system that doesn't. But I think the fact that he pulled this whole 2-year-old thing with Kathy Hochul is fucking huge. I didn't think Kathy Hochul was going to work with him like that. I thought Kathy was going to build a bunch of barricades for him, to be honest. I thought he was going to have to hit a bunch of bureaucratic mess because like Hakeem Jeffries was refusing to endorse him. Kathy Hochul was refusing to endorse him for a long minute. She didn't even want to acknowledge that he was running. And it's the fact that he met with Trump. Trump loved him. Now Kathy Hochul is like signing this fucking childcare thing first week, which is insane, which is something she publicly said she didn't support previously. Or she said that we can't afford blah, blah, blah. So it's just like, it's fucking insane. And I do want to credit socialism and being a Democrat socialist, but not to be one of those people. Okay, do not mix this up for me simping, because I'm not simping for him. Okay, I just follow what he does very closely as a politician. Don't do that to me, guys. I already know how the comments are gonna go when I say this, but
Mentioning Gavin Newsom, is that what you're doing?
No, ew.
Yeah.
But
that was a lot of pre.
No.
But I truly do think a part of this is also just who Mamdani is, just as a person. I do think
Very charismatic.
I think he not just charismatic, but he has this like certain it factor where he knows how to draw bridges with literally everyone. I'm just like, how did anyone?
I think
You put it's like the Obama factor, like the fact that Obama would walk in a room and even people who didn't like him would start fucking with him, right? I'm not saying I like Obama, but I'm just saying like he has.
But he was moved to the right by people around him. Obama was like, the difference with Mamdani is I think he actually has strong principles and he knows what's right. And we assume a lot of these politicians, these Democratic politicians, are strict in their ways and how they think about politics. I think for a lot of them, it's really about what's popular, and they're so isolated and siloed that they believe that their idea of centrism is what's popular. And then Kathy Hochul sees how popular Mamdani actually is and thinks, oh, maybe I should get a piece of that popularity. And they just like, they're not ideological. A lot of these Democrats, they just are now realizing what is popular, and maybe they are willing to be popular as well if they move in that direction.
It's cynical, but I don't even care that it's cynical.
Yeah, as long as it gets the job done, I don't care what they're what's moving them. I mean, obviously, I would prefer them to actually have principles and belief. But if they're going to be moved by this, then whatever, as long as the job is the outcome.
It was so interesting, and I agree with you. Back when Zoran was running, he had a tour thing with Bernie. Anyways, he did a whole thing with Bernie, and Kathy Hochul came out to speak, right? And it was so fucking awkward because every 3 seconds the crowd would go like, tax the rich, tax the rich. It got to a point where Kathy could not get a singular word in. Like the minute she would open her mouth, it would be like, and the crowd was so overpowering that like she would just kind of pause and like let it die down, and then she would try to speak again. and then like it would be the same thing. So then this was way before Zoran was supposed to speak. She was like one of the first speakers. Zoran comes out, hugs her, like pats her back and shakes her hand and all that, and then like grabs her back and then like goes to the crowd like, hey guys, hey, like kind of like chill out vibes, and then like walks her to the back. So he didn't even like abandon her in that moment. It was very much like, all right, I already know the crowd is sick of you. They don't want to hear you, but let me come out and show my solidarity with you and not make you feel like you have to leave that stage alone, right? And I think it was, again, I just think he's a good fucking politician. Like he just knows how to in my opinion, a good politician knows how to work everyone. And I think that's Mamdani. Like he just knows how to work everyone around him. And maybe it's the charisma, but I do, to Mike's point as well, sorry, I've been yapping tonight. I do agree.
No, feel free.
Thank you. I do agree that when Rua, so there was this man during the inauguration who was speaking. I don't know if you guys watched the whole inauguration, but he was like, I want to speak to the little black boy. And he was basically speaking to his child self, right? And he was basically talking to himself where like, I know you think you're never going to make it because you're black and like, and you can't chase your dreams because no one is going to support you. And it was a very moving speech where he was like basically talking to a little black boy, but he was talking to himself, right? And so Rua, who's Zoran's wife, was literally sobbing. Like she was crying. And the crowd there were some people who were crying. I, quite frankly, was really fucking cold and I could not focus on getting emotional.
Your tears would freeze up.
Your tears were frozen.
I was a California girl. It was very moving, but I was so cold. I just could not. Like, I was just so focused on staying alive. And you could just see Zoran's face just like, I just think both of them as a couple, like they just seem like they mean what they say.
They have real convictions.
They have real convictions.
Which we never see.
Which you never see. Exactly.
Especially in a talented politician. Like Mamdani has what Bernie needed to win the election.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
Bernie doesn't have, and I relate to Bernie in that way. Like I don't call you on your birthday either and say happy birthday. Like that's a quote from him in the New York Times interview. Like he's like, I won't call you on your birthday. But it's like, because I'm not a social person, and Bernie seems someone who's very like he cares about people, but he's not able to play the game the way that Mamdani can play it. And when you are able to combine those fantastic, like great politics, that empathy with an ability to actually connect on like with other politicians in a way that gets them to do what you want them to do, like that is the perfect. Like I think I've said before on one of my videos, Mamdani is like the perfect politician in that he has the politics and he has the ability to, and he has the performance ability as well, but the ability behind closed doors to get things done and actually communicate in a way that gets him to where he wants them to go. And very few politicians have that combination.
Yeah.
And just like being personable and making these connections with other politicians, that really is a large portion of politics. And to your point, Bernie didn't really play that game. Like there's a lot of people who emphasized how important it was for Bernie, like pre-2020, to form a relationship with Jim Clyburn, who was, ideologically opposed to everything, but he was somebody who could have been persuaded potentially to support him if he really like made the effort to like make himself present, in his district and just to get to know him. And like, I don't know if that would have done anything, but like, I think that putting in that groundwork to really like get to know people as horrible as it sounds to me, it's so important.
No, it is. And Bernie, it's kind of like an open secret that Bernie's kind of a grump. Like I've spoken to multiple people who have worked on his campaigns, and like, it's just, everyone just knows I went to another
old man.
He's a curmudgeon.
Right.
He's been this for like 40 years going at the same thing, getting nothing accomplished. I'd be exhausted at this point.
But I will say though, there was video of Bernie when AOC and Mamdani were speaking, and that's the first time I've ever seen him look genuinely proud. Like that man always looks like he's miserable. He was just like, he had the biggest smile on his face, and I like, it was one of those moments where it was like, you're finally seeing the fruits of your
Exactly.
at 80 years of age.
It took a while, but here is
You got
like,
one.
he knows he's like leaving a legacy. Like this is the impact
Yeah.
he's had on people. Like this is great.
And truly, okay, so I know we talked a lot about doomer shit. I want to talk about like hope real quick, right?
No, please give us
Please,
hope.
yes. Keep
Please,
going.
Ariana.
So the era of the progressive congressional people who came in. So when we're talking about the squad, right? Like AOC, the OG progressives, right?
Mhm.
They came during the their influx came in during the midterms during Trump's first election. That was our first wave of like our socialist Democrats or quote socialist progressive Democrats in Congress, right? And I think with Mamdani and his cabinet, which is full, I mean, if you guys look at his cabinet, it's just insane, just full of leftists, full of abolitionists, full of people that just are truly leftist to their core, right? And have done a lot of work for the community. Now we're hitting another midterm. Trump has gone 10 times harder than his last time. There have already been over 10,000 people across the country when he won his primary alone who applied to run for office for local and federal government. And I'm assuming that when he won and progressively throughout the months that we go on, there's going to be more and more and more people who are going to get activated and actually run for office. And I really think the pendulum is going to swing super left, not just for these midterms, but I do think that they're going to swing really left for the next elections too, because like, first of all, the pendulum always swings. But I think to someone's point here, you made a very good point about how I think it was you, David, how Mamdani is, or maybe it was you, Lance, that he's creating this pathway towards socialism within the Democratic establishment to work. Like he's showing us that like, hey, if I could do it, you could do it too. And I think this is going to be hugely pivotal just for the future of America. Like I feel like the America that we're going to see in the next 2 decades is going to be completely different. But we had to go through this extremism in order to get there, right? Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but back after the Depression, a lot of our socialist programs like food stamps, rental assistance, a lot of that came out of the Great Depression. And that's because after it pours, like rainbows come out. Like it's just like the cycle of history has always been.
We just got to avoid the World War II thing.
Yeah,
gotta avoid that and hope, and not to be extra doomer as well, but like hope the elections are actually like elections that. Well, I will say on a state and like local level, I have a hard time imagining Trump can mess with those. No. I'm more worried about what he can do, like at the presidential.
He's not going
to
make it 3 years. Let's be honest. It's going to be.
I feel like he's going to croak.
I know he does look very close.
We always think that with these horrible old people, but they're the ones that last forever.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think that's copium. I think this dude is gonna live at least 10 more years.
That McDonald's had in his body at this point have like ossified, like they've kept him alive. Like he's like the McDonald's has become him. Like he's just it's just this is what's keeping the engine going.
I don't know, guys.
1,000%.
I have enough faith in America to where he won't be able to become a dictatorship, but
I think that ship has sailed. I think that functionally this is a soft dictatorship, and I think that one thing to look out for is, I don't know when, this year, we should see the new report from Freedom House. This is like what all political scientists, social scientists use, and they gauge how free countries are. America was like already 10 points behind Canada. This year, I would not be surprised if they shift us from free to partly free, which would be like huge, at least for like nerds who don't have lives like me, but like to see that shift officially, because like political scientists and social scientists are very, very conservative. And it's all, comparative and whatnot. But I would be very interested in seeing that new report. And this will be a report for 2025 that they release sometime in 2026. So, yeah.
I don't know if he's. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
If he. Yo, I'm sorry. Like, are we still gonna peacefully protest if he like doesn't give up his seat? Because I just.
No, we're going to do what we always do, which is complain on social media and feel depressed.
And the Democrats will do some email campaigns.
I feel like that's a
nice response. Win next time, send me $5 and we're going to really fight for your rights.
I think that's a bridge that'll be crossed if it happens. Like people don't know how the country will be. Like, that's Americans to decide at that point what they're going to do.
I mean, he tried to
doesn't
overthrow the
leave when he
government in
loses.
2020 and he got reelected. So
I know.
it's kind of an
My question
indication
was
of what
more
we're going to do.
rhetorical.
Like your new video at the very end, you had a great point. General strike. You know, you're like people keep saying what needs to be done. Honestly, general strike. Your other point about how after time with AI, a lot of jobs are going to be replaced. So if all of a sudden 500,000, 2 million, 10 million jobs are replaced by AI, you don't have the same pressure that you have right now. If the labor force just paused for one day, right, you bring it all to a halt. But,
yeah, use your labor as leverage while you still have it, because that might be going away very, very soon. Especially like when you look at the what is it called? The economy where you kind of just like do the gig economy, right? The Uberification of everything, where people are doing DoorDash and Uber. Like, what labor is there to withhold in that situation? I mean, sure, you can disrupt the economy because you're not Ubering people to and from work and whatnot, but we're really losing a lot of leverage just in general as workers, not just because like unionization is so low, but because the jobs are just being taken by robots. So it's a scary thought, but I hope that it doesn't come to that. One thing I will say though, to maybe try to be more optimistic, and to Ariana's point, I don't know if you all heard this theory about us being in the fourth turning, and if you've heard about this. So basically, there's this idea that like history kind of repeats, and generally speaking, every 80 to 100 years, things just kind of like reset, right? So if you picture it on 20-year cycles, there's 4 cycles, right? So there's the boom where everything is good, and I'm butchering the names of this, but I'm just explaining generally what I know. There's the boom where everything's going great. Then there is another cycle before the unraveling, and then there's the whole unraveling cycle, and then there's the collapse, and then after the collapse there's the build. So like, long story short, we're basically in the collapse right now, and if history holds, then there will be a boom after this, where there's this like rebound of civil liberties and civil rights and worker rights and the social safety net and economic security and whatnot. So if you follow that line of thinking, that history repeats itself, generally speaking, things are so bad that the only way forward is up. Like, it's all downhill from here, basically. So if you buy into that idea, which there's no guarantee, right? But like, if you subscribe to this, or you want to subscribe to this idea that like history is cyclical, then sure, things are so bad that they could get better next. And I do think that there is some cause for hope, because like Ariana was saying, like, the pendulum is going to shift back to the opposite direction. The problem is that like, I don't think it can ever shift back enough, given how far we've fallen. Like, I think that,
and we shouldn't is another point. We like, no, honestly, like, this idea now, it's like things are so bad. I was like, we should start dreaming of a better world. I think a lot of people now are waking up like, wow, so international law doesn't matter. Laws don't matter to the rich. The powerful can get away with rape, pedophilia, bombing, imperialism. And it was like, we should be working on a better project than this. The system working as is pretty fucking shit, right? And we can imagine more. Like, people should look at this, even though it is a horrifying time, as a hopeful time, because like, it's like Michael Brooks used to say, a better world is possible. We have to build it. That idea, like, why not start imagining big? Other countries did. Like, we wouldn't be talking about places like China in the same way we do now. 10 years ago, they were the most evil empire on the planet. They were the evil country that was going to dominate the entire world. And now they're like, we make batteries and solar power.
Like, their electric cars are so good that they're banned here. Like, they're 100% tariffs because they would destroy every other car manufacturer.
Yeah.
They're living in the future right now. We're living in 1930s Germany right now.
I think that cycle is correct generally. I would say, though, not to put a wet blanket on this, climate change is kind of like that puts an end to whatever the fuck comes. Like, at some point, I'm sure we can get another good 100 years out of this earth. At that point, like, it's going to be. There's going to be like, I don't get too negative here, but
that's
why we need.
There's going to be a population decrease. Let's just say, people will live on, but there's going to be mass migration because parts of this earth will be unlivable completely.
Yes, that's something
too water or too hot.
Definitely keep in mind. And I did a video on this over the holidays. I released it. It's about how it's a very, very encouraging video about how turbocharged fascism is inevitable due to climate change.
Great. Thank you.
If we don't fix climate change. So check that out if you want to get in a good mood. But one thing I will say about like the pendulum is that like things have swung so far in like the bad direction that the pendulum has to swing so far in the opposite direction that like every conservative is in agony from the level of progress that we're seeing. Like I will not be satisfied unless the 2028 Democratic Party nominee is a fucking communist from outer space who's an immigrant, who's trans, who is like fucking the most wokest motherfucker, so woke they can rip a hole in the space-time continuum. Like, I want them to go so far in the opposite direction to yank the Overton window to the left that there's no coming back. No, it has to be. Listen, I'm talking about like all of us. Get septum rings, dye your hair blue. I don't give a fuck. Like, we got to go so far back in that opposite
Everybody has to
direction.
be at least bi.
Yes.
Yeah, at least. Minimum.
Legally, you have to be bi or you go to jail. Like, we
watch
actually
Heated
need
Rivalry. If you need some help, it'll help you out. Go watch Heated Rivalry.
I gotta
Wait,
watch
did it
it.
help you out, Lance?
Well, I mean, I was already.
I don't think
there,
Lance
so-
needed
He
help.
was more- yeah. But it is actually an entertaining show in terms of like that culture, especially hockey culture and sports culture, is usually very
Dude,
heterosexual.
I've been
male-dominated
begging my
on this
friends to go to a hockey game. Like, I want a bag of
Hockey
hockey.
is the, in my opinion, I mean,
Oh,
obviously I'm
it's-
biased here. I got a Leafs hat back there, but it is the best sport to watch live. Like it is endlessly.
Oh, it's so high paced, eh? Y'all just
My
go back
partner,
and-
who does not watch sports at all, is not into sports, doesn't watch hockey on TV, like loves watching hockey live. Like we've gone twice for my birthday. She loves it.
Too, or is it like?
What?
It's very fast. It's
very fast. Yeah, that's why it's entertaining. It's very quick.
Watching a bunch of professional athletes on skates going as fast and hard as they can at each other while also trying to dance around each other. It's like ballet and fighting on ice, moving as quickly as it can. Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Lots
As
of
somebody
skill.
who's not very sports oriented, hockey is like the one thing that I find entertaining, the one sport that I find entertaining. I used to play hockey video games and stuff as a kid and watch the Mighty Ducks and stuff.
NHL
And I
94?
I even wanted to be a hockey player, but as an American, that was not an option in third grade. So,
Wow.
the rollerblades that I bought and the hockey stick that my brother
Really?
used for me.
I don't know if you're that into it.
Yeah, my brother bought me a hockey stick and shit, so I'd play like street hockey by myself. And eventually that just turned into me like fagging out doing ballet and my roller skates, but figure skating and stuff. But I was really into hockey for a little bit.
Damn, Space Cakes just said Ariana contributes nothing. I'm done. See you next week. Bro,
Space
I thought
Cakes.
I actually cooked today. I actually thought I'm over here sitting thinking I was cooking today with all
I denounced that viewer.
information.
Yeah,
Well-
Space Cakes, I need you to listen very carefully to me. Like, lean in close, put your ear up to the speaker. Suck my dick from the back. Okay?
Oh my god, I'm dead. Choke on it. I'm saying.
Well, you could also just leave, right? Why do people have to do that and be like,
Yeah.
I was displeased with house number 4, did not enjoy the commentary. Like,
I
just
feel
go.
like at every
Just, like,
point there's a
sign off.
comment like that about one of us where it's like, I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
one when I wasn't on the show. I was watching the show and I just like scanned the comments when I was on vacation, and it was like a comment about Matt that really made me mad. Like, it was like, Matt's laugh makes the show insufferable. Like, what the fuck? His laugh is like my favorite part. Like, it's so
Yeah.
contagious. Like, fuck you. Like, why would you say that?
It's devious.
Yeah, like there's always some comment about like one of us that's just so aggravating. It's like, you don't have to watch. We all have individual shows. So if like I'm so insufferable or something, like you could watch the other panelists on here. Like, fuck you.
I feel like I'm so I'm so immune to like negative comments like that now. The
I
only
am
comments
too.
that honestly bug me are ones where it's like, why don't you talk about this? And it's like, that's I did in the video. Did you fucking
literally
watch it?
just talked
That's the
about it
only
for an
comment that bugs me.
No, somebody actually came in and was like, a woman just died, and you guys are talking about hockey. Like, we literally talked about that
Oh my-
woman.
Oh my God.
I want to come in here and
For
cry
an
for 3 hours?
hour.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, it's ridiculous. Like,
We talked about Renee good for an hour, babe. Can we listen? Here's the thing, like, you guys truly believe that leftists deserve to go live in a fucking mud hut that they create out of their own hands on the side of the freeway
Mhm.
with like basically probably stolen Wi-Fi, and you guys literally
Well,
want
the-
us to
the
make
true
no
leftists.
fucking money. You want us to just sit there, and you want us to actually make our own phone and dig the soil to find the minerals to put in the phone. Like,
That's
you
what
guys,
communism is.
You guys
Wait, you
want
don't
us
do that, Ariana?
to be- No,
Oh, yeah.
I don't.
Are you not a real leftist?
Yeah, definitely not a communist. Fake anarchist alert. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not praxis to be miserable 100% of the time. I think that we try to do our best to balance off like the serious shit with some more light-hearted commentary and just like banter back and forth because
we're people, we're humans. We have different
Exactly.
emotions at different times and different conversations. Like Jesus
Right, you
Christ.
guys just want us bro. We're so cooked. They're gonna create AIs that just talk about news in a live form 24/7, and
And they're going to be so agreeable too. It's going to
Yeah.
be like,
Meanwhile, we're making fun of some billionaire that's trying to live until like fucking 140, and the AIs are talking about real news.
AI
And everyone
streamers.
goes to watch the AIs. Yeah, we're so
as soon as they make a
It's so
straight
agreeable.
Humanist Report AI, I'm out of business. That shit will surpass 1 million views in like a month. I'll be done.
Hello,
I'll be
fellow
done.
heterosexuals. I'd
It's
satisfy
called
me
Kyle
with this.
Kalinske.
Yeah. They'll just make like fucking Aryan versions, straight versions, like WASP versions of all the progressive commentators, and then like tweak it, make them more centrist, and then that'll be the dominant. We'll all be put out of business.
Oh,
Back
dude.
on a doomer no.
There was this page on Instagram that was so sus. It was this girl who was like me before I found Jesus, right? And it was basically her with a septum ring and like dyed blue hair and like all these breakouts and everything, right? All over her skin. And then the new picture was like basically a WASP version of her, right? Like skin, hair, makeup done, all down, like no more blue hair, no more septum. And I clicked on it and I was like, holy shit, this is a fucking AI page. It was literally an AI page of a girl that was convincing people that she thought she was a lesbian and she looked like a insane leftist, quote, right? And then she found the light and
that's
she
a
found
fetish then.
Jesus, and now she's a hot white girl. And I'm like,
That's definitely a fetish.
That's crazy.
mind you, there's like I had to really look to figure out this was AI, right? If it's like your average, okay, let me put it this way. Okay, so when my dad passed away, we had to go through his phone. Listen, when your loved one passes away, you're gonna have to look through their phone. Just get yourself ready because you're gonna see some diabolical shit on it. But anyways, my father and his friends were all sending each other AI videos, and none of them knew that it was AI. None of them.
Oh, Facebook has like ruined boomers' brains. Like the amount of AI on Facebook is insane. And like I did the video in Venezuela. There was that AI video. Oh, look at Venezuelans celebrating. Elon Musk retweeted it. It's so obviously fake. It's so obviously AI, but retweeted like, 20, 30,000 times. Like people like Facebook going crazy over this stuff. Like it's just it's hard to know how to communicate to people who don't see it, because to me it's so obvious that I don't know how to tell someone who can't tell that's AI. Now obviously it's getting better and better, but like there's like a sheen to it, like a lot of AI. It's just like there's like a weird perfection to like the face and the wrinkles and the expression, and sometimes it's obvious. Like,
dude, yeah, go on. Sorry.
No, it's just obvious that you can like the Venezuela video was like these zoom ins, this old lady crying like oh, and like zooming into her, like it was just so like perfect, and like these are not phone videos. Like this is not like, what is this, like a Hollywood production? Like it was just so obviously fake, but people fall for it, and I don't know how to fix it.
They were like the dead giveaway with like the 2 frames, like hands going up and down as well. There are
like,
things that
like in video games where like the crowd and they're just
Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo. Yeah, they're just like 2 animations. It's so obvious. Yeah, I don't know. Not like it's getting, as you all said, like it's getting much better, and that really does like horrify me. But I think that we're still in a period where you can spot AI, and the fact that so many people are falling for it at this level kind of like guarantees that we're cooked as a society. Like there's just like objective reality is not going to be discernible to regular people anymore, which is something that we're going to have to deal with. I don't know how we deal with that.
Dude, I really wish
that meme where have all of you seen the meme where someone puts up a picture and it's like every single video that your boomer parents send you think is AI, and every single video that's real now you also think is AI. It's like no, it ruined everything.
No, but
yeah,
I really miss when AI videos would have like 20 fingers on their hands and
Yeah.
like
I know.
fucking they would have these like eating things, but then it would accidentally eat its own hand. And
Like the Will
yeah,
Smith
that was the
spaghetti
golden
one.
age of
the
AI
infamous
for
one.
real.
Right. There's a lot of just benign AI videos that I think kind of slip through the radar, less political ones. I don't know if it was on Facebook or what. There is a video, it was like a fake news page, and it was a video of a Komodo dragon breaking through the glass and and like the guy like tried to tackle him and was like holding him down.
Oh, I've seen
and like
some
the
of those
people
videos.
from behind are just like standing there, and it
They're
looked real at
funny
first, but I watched it and I'm like, this seems really off to me. Like, how did it break through the fucking glass for one? And how is this guy containing a Komodo dragon? And why are the people in the background just nonchalant? Like, I'd be fucking running for the hills, screaming like a little girl if I saw that shit. It's a Komodo dragon. And turns out it was AI. There's also like a bunch of like cutesy videos. Like my niece showed me one of like little bunnies jumping on a trampoline. And it was dark, so like because it was dark and like the low light, it actually made it look very convincing. I also saw one which is so it was a lot more fake, but there's a dog that was like chained up to a fence, and a giant ass lion jumps over and tries to slap him, and the dog's just like barking at him. And I'm like, okay, do they have lions in like North Dakota? Is this gonna really I mean, I'm sure it will fool people, but like it's very, I don't know. Those are the ones like the ones that are seemingly like benign are going to be the ones that really proliferate at first. But I mean, the government, they're going to be the ones that put out some fucking like Hollywood quality AI shit to like manufacture consent. Not that they even care about manufacturing consent anymore, but if they wanted to, goddamn, this could be really, really used for nefarious purposes.
Though. Doesn't Trump get fooled by like they show him like regular like AI videos and then he's like, oh, that's a real thing that happened, and then he governs accordingly.
I mean,
like
they lie about
AI
videos we know are real. Like
right.
Again, the video in Minneapolis, like we saw that this guy was not hit, and he's like, maybe he was hit, he's in the hospital. Like they didn't have to even use AI for that. He just lies. Like,
did you see he tweeted out on Truth Social? He retweeted a video that was AI generated of his own policy that everybody is going to get free med beds. That's his healthcare policy. There's going to be a med bed hospital. You can go in there, lie in a med bed. It's going to cure all your illnesses. And Trump is introducing this revolutionary technology. This is his response to health. He retweeted that. It's like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, like his supporters that saw that, are they wondering where their med beds are? Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Did they just forget the next day what they saw?
But like in his mentality as well, like it's be like me retweeting an AI video of me fucking shitting my pants or something. Like, I don't remember doing that. I'm like, what the fuck?
But it's real.
I think at this point, if there is any brain left in him, he knows his supporters are so fucking stupid that it doesn't matter. That's why he can lie about a video we're all seeing. That's why he can retweet shit that is not real. Because he does. Where's the repercussions for him? He's faced none.
They both don't
think
care.
of everything in his life that he has done. Like before he was president to now, like is there anyone else on earth who has gotten away with as much as he has?
No, never.
So why would he feel any hesitation to say anything, do anything? Like he doesn't know what repercussions are. At some point, like I gotta believe in karma. Like at some point, they're jail, like something. It just doesn't make any sense that someone go through life like this. No one else is Teflon Don. Like it's crazy.
I wish that I believed in God, because and this is how you know for sure that God is not real. Because if God was real, he would strike that motherfucker down with lightning immediately for all of the lies that he's telling while claiming to like be a believer in God. I wish that there was divine intervention or like some sort of like
hell,
eternal
at least
purgatory that these motherfuckers would just
I've
live in for eternity.
I've thought about this like every day this week, where I'm like, I wish hell was real, just so there could be something for me to look forward to for these people.
That's true.
Same. Like I want to believe so bad, and I understand why people are religious, because like it really does give you that like
comfort,
that hope, that comfort.
Yeah.
That like someday he's gonna be fucking getting poked by the devil's spear, and I don't know, fucking I don't know, just his hell, whatever his personal hell would be. Like, he's just gonna suffer for all of the crimes that he's committed, but it's just he goes to sleep forever. That's the sad reality, which makes things so much more worse. Because I want to imagine that right now, Dick Cheney is being burned by fire, and it's just agonizing. And all of the images of like his victims are going across the screen as he's getting burned, and like this is the pain they felt. This is the pain that they felt. Now you're gonna feel it. Like. God, that would be amazing. And I sound like a psychopath saying this, but like,
but it's like this is what they believe.
Like every priest throughout history.
yeah. I sound as deranged as them. As I'm like, I want them to be tortured and suffer. I'm not a big
no, but it's just like like having them at some point. We want these people to understand the fucking destruction they have caused people, like the death they have caused. Like they don't care, and how do we? I think it's natural for us to be like, how do we make these people care? And like understand what they have done, and you can't, like, they're psychopaths. Like it's
there's no mechanism that can get them to feel shame or human empathy or to ever think about the way they might be perceived to other people. It's just me. What do I want? What do I need? And that's literally the only thing that they ever consider. Like, there's just not enough synapses in their brain to make those connections that regular humans make.
Yeah. And this is how Dexter was created.
Exactly.
Although what if there was someone who showed these horrible people what they did?
That's true. But even he, as like a psychopath, as an admitted psychopath who didn't have the capacity to feel emotions, like, he had his code, right, where he would only go after.
And then it kind of went off the rails at some point.
He fucked up.
It was good for 4 seasons though. And then actually, I got to say, the show that, like, the new season that came back, where he, like, apparently, not to spoil the end of the other season that came back, because there was like when he was like in New York in the snow, and then he came back, and then that ended a certain way. I don't want to spoil, but then he comes back again. The recent season is actually pretty good.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of hoping it was going to be like a one and done, but it sounds like they're actually going to bring it back for a few seasons. It's like, all right, fine.
And it has
fine,
Michael
I'll
C.
jump on this
Hall in
ride.
it, the new ones?
But it was a good season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, worth watching, I would say.
I liked the Dexter New Blood from a couple of years ago when his son was
that's
like
the
an adult.
only one I actually haven't watched. Like that.
Oh, it's great.
That's what with like the young actor, right? That like plays Dexter.
No, that's with actual Michael C. Hall.
Oh no,
his
sorry.
son.
So yeah, that one I watched. There was one
okay.
after that where they did like a prequel where it was like a different actor playing
that's
him
the
as like
one
a
I
younger
haven't seen.
version of him. That one I didn't see. But then there's one after that that came out last year. That is actually pretty good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a great show. It did really go off the rails.
Oh yeah.
I don't like how in like season 7, he kind of abandoned the code, and his kid was so annoying. Like, I remember this weird ass scene where I don't even know. His son was on a treadmill or something. It's like toddler, and like he just fell and like exploded. Like I
don't remember that at all.
He didn't explode literally, but like
no spoilers.
He like fell off. I gotta find the video. Like, I remember there's something in there that was so bizarre that it stood out to me. I'm like, bro, this kid like fell off a treadmill and like fucking got yeeted. Like, what am I watching? I don't. Let me see if I can.
Sounds
I don't
way
remember.
better than
The one that I remember where I'm like, what the fuck is the show? Is the season where his stepsister thought that she may be falling in love with him, and this is after like
so
7
weird.
seasons.
That was so weird.
Yeah, wasn't that like why? Like, why did the writers do
I was
this?
like, where the fuck is this going?
They really ran out of ideas.
Oh my god! Okay, I found the clip, so I have to show it for you. I could play it like without the audio because that's gonna get detected by the copyright.
But he
like,
does explode. He better explode.
I have not seen this before, but I just remember this kid getting fucked up by a treadmill. Let me
What?
You said explode.
like, I was being hyperbolic, but like, just watch. So she's like, Harrison, something, he's on the treadmill. He's like, fuck you, I'm gonna turn up the speed, bitch. And then shit goes off the rails fast.
I must have completely.
And he like fucking gets yeeted from this fucking treadmill.
This is like a WB show. Like, what is this?
Look at all the blood. Like, what the fuck? Like, I remember like thinking, what the fuck did I just watch?
Oh, that is so stupid.
Like, how does he go from running and then he falls and then his neck is bloody? Like, bro, did you get Charlie Kirk? What happened to you?
That is why would they do that? That yeah, they were just
That
running
was
out
the
of
writing, and like later
that show
Dexter's.
should have ended like season 5 with the proper season. Like season 5 was not good, I don't think. But season 4 was
No.
amazing. They could have had like a good wrap up season 5, ended the show, but they weren't like it was AMC, right? Not HBO tends to have not all the time, but tends to have more of a inclination to end a show properly. Like I think The Wire ended great. I think 6 Feet Under, in my opinion, is the best ending of any series ever. Like they have some good series that ended, but AMC was just like, no, more seasons. And they
just pump them
and
out.
then they get to the treadmill, and Deb falling in love with him. Like it's just weird shit.
Oh God, I forgot about that storyline. For those
That was
who
the
haven't
worst
watched
one.
the
That was
show,
the worst
Deb
one
is
by
his
far.
stepsister.
Yeah,
That was the storyline.
that was the worst one by far.
I was like, why do we need to do the incest storyline? I get that they're step siblings. Still, that doesn't make it any less weird.
Plus, like, it's one thing to be like, hey, this is like the first season. This is like a part of the show. Like, this is a weird thing in the show. But this is like season 7. We know these established characters. This was never a thing ever. Like, why introduce this now? It's so weird.
Right. And it irritated me. I'm sorry. This is like we're going on a Dexter tangent. But David brought it up, and now I have to talk about this. I've never been able to vent. No, it's like every season Dexter had to have a new friend who he would like come out to and be like, yeah, I'm a serial killer. It's like, bro, can't you just do this shit in the shadows like you've been doing in seasons 1 and 2? Why do you have to tell somebody about it? Like, fuck, this is how you're gonna get caught. This is how you're gonna get caught. You have to stop telling
What's
people.
his name that was so good? Well, actually,
Tukes.
Jimmy Smits was really good in season 3, I thought.
John Lithgow was good in season 4.
Yeah,
Have you
yeah,
seen
and
that
then
meme
obviously
of the black
John
guy
Lithgow.
who's a detective who's known that Dexter is
Snopes. He's
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah, I love him. He's
no, but have
awesome.
you guys seen the meme where it's like a specific song and it's like "Da-na," and it's like basically his face, and the whole meme is like when you know, but you can't prove it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
all the looks.
I fear. Wait, we need to watch this now. We need to watch this.
Wait, so his name was Stokes. I just called him Tukes.
Dokes.
Isn't that what is it?
Dokes.
I said Stokes at first because I mispronounced it. Then I said it's
Dokes.
I called him Tukes, which is the Canadian beanie. What the fuck?
Tukes.
It's the Canadian beanie. It's true.
That's
I called him
crazy.
Tuke or Tukes or something. I don't know what I said.
Yeah,
but
Dokes memes are awesome.
I was way off. Damn. God, it's been a while since I've seen it. It's been a
Did you
while.
find it?
I'm cracking up because
I gotta see this video. You're on mute now.
You must have seen the
Oh, on
compilations. Like, it became its own meme now. It's just basically you see it all over.
Oh
the
yeah,
place.
he's everywhere.
He is everywhere.
Well, I'm ready
Alright,
to
it's
do.
in the
here,
chat.
After this, I'm doing
It's
super
in the
chats because I'm
chat.
tired.
Yeah.
All right, I'll pull it in. Okay. Oh wait, let me refresh it so it starts over.
Yeah, see, this is great. And you could use that for pretty
like
much anything.
everyone's been redoing it for their sector. Like, oh, when you know something, it's just like,
Yeah, you could apply that to like anything.
Huh?
You can apply that to like anything, like you suspect someone doing something.
Oh yeah, general usability.
That Dokes
is
look
high.
is just classic.
He's amazing.
Thought it was
All right. I am doing some super
no,
chat.
it's
Let's
his
do
bedtime
supers.
Chat. It's David's
Where are the
bedtime.
super? Oh wait, I got the wrong thing open.
He's clocking out.
What's happening?
I said
clocking
it's
out?
bedtime. You're clocking out.
Oh my god, yes, definitely my bedtime. That's my bedtime. I only got like 10. Do y'all mind if I just like run through them?
Go for it.
Canadian Goose, thank you for your $10 generous super chat. Hi, Leftist Mafia gang. So disgusting to see Mega defend the shooting yesterday. Here's hoping more people see it for what it is. And F Ice. Megan McQueen, thank you for your $10 super chat. Said sorry to share more bad news, but I thought you might want to know. Breaking news: apparently, Border Patrol agents just shot 2 people in Portland. Yes, did discuss that. Daria Creates says, here, please take my croissant money for tomorrow. Oh, thank you. I hope you still get a croissant, though. Otaku Dragon, thank you for your super chat. Says, my family has gotten so extreme, I'm pretty sure they'd still support ICE, even if I got unalived by them. I want out of the state country. That's one thing I'm just lucky not to have, at least in my immediate family, are people who are just like far right wing. Like I don't know how I'd be able to deal with that at like, you know, family gatherings. Like I feel for people that are in those situations because I don't have that experience, and it sounds horrible. Shit, not you again. That's the name. Thank you for your super chat. It says, hey, Double D, appreciate your recent video and being open about the hopeless, sick feeling you have in this nightmare. You're not alone, brother. Thank you. Kowalski, thank you for your super chat. It says, on January 12th at 9 p.m. Central Time, I'll be on the Letter Hack to talk about agriculture and my YouTube channel. Self-promo aside, David, Happy New Year. 2026 is going to be a historic year. Hope you're rested. Yeah, I will try to be. But thank you. Chris Thibodeau, I believe. Thank you for your chat. Member for 18 months. Says, what Mike is talking about is actually detailed in the work of Peter Turchin. Highly recommend The Age of Discord and End Times. Check it out. Last Disciple, thank you for your super chat. Says, wanted to send love to those at Ubisoft Halifax. I did see the story, who lost their jobs after only just unionizing. Great Leftist Mafia tonight. Y'all rock. There has to be a way to combat, like a lot of combat companies just like firing a bunch of people who unionize, because I would argue that's probably the biggest barrier to unions forming. MK, thank you for your super chat. Says, for making the point about Dexter Resurrection. There we go. Thank you. So that's what it's called, Dexter Resurrection. Good season. And user Elijah says, best four, this is the A team. Don't say that. Everyone is great. I love Bender. I miss Bender. I miss Rebecca.
Can you all compliment us without putting down others?
Yeah, there's a way to like be like, I love you guys, without being like, fuck those other two.
David's great. I wish Mike was on his level. Fuck you.
Anyways, so great talking to you all and feeling sane for at least a couple hours.
This was amazing.
See you all next time.
So
Take care, David.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Nice seeing you again. It feels refreshing to see everybody again, really.
I know. Was Matt here, or did I leave?
No, he's at CES.
CES.
So him and Rebecca will be back next week. So we could have a full lineup next week, which will be really fun.
So that means you guys are sending money to 2 less people, which means you guys can send us more money. So
Indeed.
I'm just kidding.
That's
It was
true.
just the holidays, so I get it, chat. I get it. I really do.
I know everybody's tapped out.
Um,
Did you want to go next, Lance?
Sure, I don't really have much. I've been streaming all week, so
Okay.
I'll be fast. Cat Regime, thank you for being a member. Looney Tunes 9000, busy modding night. I've been MAGA mods right now from the left just because of the events of Venezuela Ariana's chat and at Pep Talks. Pep should be a guest. Ariana, do you want to set that up? I'm not familiar with Pep.
what?
I'm
Sorry,
not familiar with that either.
I'm doing this
You know
bit with
something about Pep
Kowalski in the
Talks.
chat. What was happening?
She's chatting with Kowalski in the chat.
No, it's a bit. It's a bit.
I don't
know. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was saying one of the chats is about Pep Talks and asking for Pep to be a guest. I don't know who Pep is, but apparently
Who's Pep
you
Talks?
do. I don't know.
Do we have a
Yeah, I'm
link?
not sure who this individual is as well. It doesn't
Okay,
ring a bell.
I'll ask him. It's one of my mods.
Yeah, if you want to interview people, you got to send us links and shit because we can't just read your mind.
Got
Good
it.
luck.
Shit, not you again. Thank you for the $5. I've never rooted so hard for high cholesterol and heart failure my entire life. For a certain PDF file in Power and his minions made the McDonald's flow. Prairie Fire Neb, thank you so much. The one and only. I've never been more optimistic about the future than I am right now. I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen the future of ecological restoration and social healing. We win in the end. Wow, that's a very beautiful super chat.
I love that.
Thank you. C13DNA, thank you for the gifted membership, and an insanely huge thank you to Tigwick for the very generous $200. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you for consistently having good, nuanced perspectives. Now that I've said that, please don't let the super chat age poorly. Yeah, but you know, MAGA. 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 That's it for me. Take it away, Ariana or Mike.
In the chat, Rachel
And
Atwood says that
thank you. Sorry. And
Pep
please
Talks
continue.
is on this space. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Lance.
No. I was sorry. I was just trying to throw in two Twitch subs, but go nuts.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they're on this space. So okay, that gives us something to work with. We can find them. Maybe I do know them then. Maybe I just didn't know that was their name, but I'm sure I recognize their face if they're on this space. Ariana, did you want to go next?
Mm-hmm.
Or did you want me to read some and then you go? What would you prefer?
I can go right now. If that's okay.
I'll pull up
get
the
that
first
many.
one that I see from you. I think that 20th century
Yes.
is okay.
20th
Is that your first one?
century. Thank you so much for the $10. I really appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Looney Tunes, welcome back, Ari. Ever since you've been gone, I hit 1K subscribers last night. Love you. Oh my god, congratulations,
What?
Looney Tunes.
What's Looney Tunes channel?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know they had a channel.
I have no clue, but you guys should all go
What?
check it out.
Yeah, I'll search for that Looney Tunes.
Yeah, definitely do that. Max left. Welcome back, everyone. Happy, sad New Year. Fuck ice. I know. Happy New Year. Fuck ice. Thank you so much, Nintendo Gaming, for being a member for 3 months. US liking used Australia Sydney massacre. Huh? I don't understand.
There's a comparison being made of sorts, but I'm a little fuzzy on the specifics.
Okay.
I think maybe there's like an autocorrect somewhere in there that messed up what they were trying to say.
No worries. All good. Well, thank you so much for being a member nonetheless. Nintendo Gaming Gaming channel. Thank you so much for $6.99. My opinion by voting for U.S. Republican Party indicates that you support racism, KKK, anti-Jesus, Christ, anti-God, etc. Do you agree with my opinion? 100%. Yes, I do. At this point, if you voted Republican, you're a fucking moron, and that's just that. Nintendo Gaming, thank you so much for the $2.79. Do you fear YouTube banning progressive outlets? I don't think so. I think impeding on the First Amendment is genuinely really hard, just because everything in the Constitution is very ironclad. So I would be surprised if they were able to legally shut down like a bunch of progressive channels. I feel like that would be a huge fucking lawsuit that would 100% win.
I think what would be more likely is them throttling us in the algorithm, suppressing us.
I think they'll suppress us and throttle us, which they do already. But taking out progressive outlets, no, I think that's very hard. Kowalski, hi, my 6'5" king. I called Kowalski 6'4" and he corrected me. Chat, he's 6'5". So
he's not 6'7".
No, 6'7" I fear would be a little too tall for my liking. He's the perfect height. I'm just kidding. I never found it weird to call into MR or talk into a camera or speak into large groups. I was put here by God to be a shepherd. I'm also very narcissistic. Happy New Year. Are you trying to win me? Because I love a toxic man. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for the $10, Kowalski. I appreciate you. I guarantee you women love shy men, I will say. And I'm sure the women in the chats can relate. Shit, not you again. Thank you so much for the $2. Hey, Ariana, old people bashing is Mike's thing. Yes, we know he hates old people. Shiloh, thank you so much for being Thank you for the $20. Oh my god, it's so sweet of you. Thank you for sharing the good news out on New York City. I hadn't heard it yet. It's important to be angry at ICE, but nice to hear progress is still being made. Yeah, of course. I feel like every week with my newsletter, I try to do one good news at least once a day or once a week, because there is good things happening. It's just getting shadowed by all the Trump shit. Oh my gosh, Shenron Dragon, thank you so much for the $5. Hi, Ari. Don't be ashamed that you know your stuff, and I always think people shouldn't underestimate you. Also meant to say universal pre-K is here in NYC, by the way. Did not know that, but thank you so much. I think Mom Donnie's plan was more like childcare and stuff like that like surpasses pre-K and stuff like that, preschool, but I will look that up.
Because universal pre-K is great, for 4+ or 5+ or whatever, but like what do you do if you have like a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old? So
Right.
I love that he's doing that because that'll
Yeah.
really help people because childcare is so expensive. I know this and I don't have kids, but because everybody who has kids, they're like, it's unsustainable.
So expensive.
Yeah.
Rick's Americana 749. Ariana watched the 1989 Paul Newman movie Blaze. It's about political charisma based on Governor Earl Long's life. Wow. Okay. I'm writing that down so I can watch it. Thank you so much. Rick, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Nintendo Gaming, thank you so much for the 279 question. What movie released the same year as you? I don't know. What movie was released in 1996?
The Mask with Jim Carrey.
The top 50. Matilda came out. Trainspotting, Fargo, Independence Day, The Rock, Mission Impossible, Scream.
Oh, that was a great year for movies.
Yeah, Trey Maguire. A lot of good movies. Happy Gilmore.
Oh, The Mask was 1994. Okay, I was off.
Sling Blade. Very good. Romeo and Juliet,
Wow.
the Leo version.
Ugh.
All right. Well, there you have it. Shit, not you again. Thank you so much for the $2. Speaking of Septum Ring, invite Monte Madere too. Who was that?
I don't know. I would imagine somebody with a septum ring.
Right, I have no clue who that is, honestly. Nintendo, thank you so much for the 279 again. And Peter Griffin is smarter than U.S. Republican voter. Who's Peter Griffin?
He's the lead of Family Guy. He's the main character.
Oh, okay, yeah, I agree. No opinion. Wait, that's so funny. The username
like
is
that.
Noah and then Pinion. What? Oh, that was smart.
Oh no, I like their. I was saying I like their name.
Oh, okay, yeah, the name is really cool. Thank you so much for the $20. I appreciate it. And your name is so creative. I love it. Thank you for the $20, though. Thank you so much. Ari, thank you for your reporting. Hope your cooking journey is going well. Kowalski, when are you going to propose? There is a line. Don't fight over me. I'm just kidding. Guys, the chatter who has my heart is Kowalski, so I fear you guys are gonna have to fight it out like Angela had Dwight and Andy fight in the parking lot in the office. If you know, you know. If you don't,
So you're saying that you'll respect the outcome of the duel.
I'll respect the outcome of the duel, but I'll end up with Kowalski. So just
It's inevitable.
I was just joking. Kuya Demon, thank you so much for the $10. Am I being selfish with withholding coming out to my mom, who I know loves me but is triple MAGA voter? I dread knowing her right-wing media intake will justify Renee's murder. It's tough for me. Honestly, I'm bisexual, but I'm not gay necessarily. So Mike, I feel like you're in a better position to answer this question. I have an opinion, but I don't know if I'm like the right person to ask.
Why? Because I'm gay.
Yeah. Quite literally because you're gay. Yes, that's the whole point. The whole point of why I gave it to you.
This is discrimination. No. So I would say that you're not being selfish. It's a very personal process and a personal decision. So if you don't feel comfortable and you don't feel like sharing that part, then there's nothing to be like to feel guilty about. It's all on you. This is your life, your decision, and if you just feel like she's not a safe person to come out to, even if she is accepting, then I feel like that's your choice. That's your choice. So I wouldn't feel bad about that.
Yeah, I actually agree too. I feel like what really has helped my queer friends is just having like godparents who not necessarily like assigned godparents, but people who kind of like take in that motherly, fatherly role in their life and like can give them that kind of love and support that they need from like a fatherly, motherly figure. So I feel like that could help a lot too. But I feel like you coming out should just really only be based on your own, like, yes, be selfish about it because that's about your own mental well-being, right? And if you feel like you're in a space where you wouldn't be able to handle that kind of rejection well, because a parental rejection is the hardest rejection to really cope with, then be selfish. Don't tell her. She doesn't need to know. It's none of her business what you do on your free time. But
exactly. It's a beautiful thing to do. Coming out is the most liberating feeling in the world, but it's something that you can't undo. So you want to be sure that you're in a predicament where, you're going to be safe and you're not going to subject yourself to, somebody whose opinions could be manipulated. I say that because, I have MAGA family members who went back and forth where they're like, okay, I reject you. No, I accept you. Now I reject you because I'm going back to church again. And, it's like, so I understand why there's that hesitation there, and I think it's not something that you should beat yourself up over. I think it's something that you are right to be cautious about, because somebody who's a triple Trumper, their morals are certainly questionable, right? I mean, sure, I'm sure as a mom, she's a good mom to you, but just in terms of her political beliefs, I don't blame you one bit for being a little bit hesitant there.
That's all for me.
Okay.
That's all you, Mike.
It's all me. All right. I think that David's are still in here, but so if I read them again, then forgive me. I'll just go through these one by one, and if you all want to check out, you can. But if you want to stay, that's perfectly fine with me too. Okay, first one here is from Ocean Guy, who says, I think it's very likely Trump will still be around even in 2029. He has the best doctors in the world, however. We will not remember who he is by 2028. I think that you're probably right about the first part. I think you're wrong about the last part. I think he's going to leave a lasting mark on this country for a very long time, but I love the optimism. Canadian Goose says, hi, Leftist Mafia gang. So disgusting to see MAGA defend the shooting yesterday. Here's hoping more people see it for what it is and fuck ICE. Yeah, my whole video tomorrow is about MAGA dipshits defending the shooting. As you can see, it really pissed me off. As you're gonna see, it pissed me off. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships to Ant-Man. That is very generous of you. Really appreciate that. Thank you to Fritza for being a member for 14 months. That's a very long time. And Nintendo Gaming Channel sends in a member chat who says, whenever I watch anything Star Wars, I always refer Sheev Palpatine as Orange Man, both exactly alike my personality, traitor of their government, etc. Yeah, I think that's apt. Tony Rizzo says, Mike, I'm visiting Portland soon. What can I absolutely not miss while I'm there? I'll only have 2 full days for now, so I'm trying to make it count. If you have time, I'd say go to OMSI. OMSI is so much fun. That's a standard, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of a boring, lame answer, but I really enjoy OMSI. I haven't been there in a very, very long time, but you can't go wrong with OMSI. And if you just go downtown and you walk into the mom and pop shops, and you see all those little antique shops that you'll find little fun stuff like that. I find to be enjoyable, but find a little spot with a bunch of food carts and go crazy. I think that there's a lot of options there as well. Oh, OMSI is a museum. Sorry if that wasn't clear. Yeah, it's the Oregon Museum of Science and something. What is the I? Let me look it up. An industry. Oregon Museum of Science and Industry. Very, very fun. They always do different exhibits too and whatnot. So thank you to Tyler Hackner for being a member for 36 months. That is crazy. Thank you so much, Tyler. Megan McQueen says, sorry to share more bad news, but I thought you might want to know. Breaking news. Apparently, Border Patrol agents just shot 2 people in Portland. The FBI is going to investigate. Yeah, we saw that earlier. Thank you for letting us know about that. Omega Shenron says, y'all know what I'm bringing up since Guess Who's caught up, and Lance, what part of One Piece are you on, sir, and F Ice? Oh, that's a good question, Lance.
I don't have an exciting update. I have to buy more volumes. I'm still done the 4th volume, which is 12 of the episodes. So I'm still stuck inside the whale. I will provide updates when I move beyond whale. Yeah. Apologize. I'll let you know.
I'm excited for you. The anime is good too, by the way.
Yeah, I tried to find it, but apparently Crunchyroll is super evil, and it's where everyone says to go for anime. And then I was like, they apparently they're on some. I think they're on the BDS list.
Are they really? I was
Yeah,
subscribed to
Crunchyroll's apparently
Crunchyroll.
super shit.
No kidding.
Let me look that up. I don't want to be.
I don't have them anymore because I finished all the anime that I wanted to watch. But I was subscribed to them for like a year and a half. I know they're owned by Sony.
Yeah, don't quote me on that. Let me look it up first.
Okay.
I got some big thing from someone. A lot of people in chat too were like, "No, not Crunchyroll. It's really bad."
No kidding. Well, you should subscribe to Netflix and watch it. They're a much more ethical company. It is basically on a lot more. I'm not sure what the options are in Canada, but so Blue Witch says, I've been recruited into the heated rivalry called... Yeah, Lance told me about that. And ever since you told me about that, Lance, I've been hearing about heated rivalry like nonstop. So maybe I'll check it out at some point.
It's got to be like the most popular Canadian TV show of all time. Like, you know, they're doing the
Oh,
Fallons
dude,
now.
everyone's talking about it. It's like been
I know.
ripping through all of my friends. They're all obsessed.
Social media,
Really?
TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, everyone is losing their shit to it.
I'm
I
watching
hope
Welcome
like,
to
nothing
Derry
else
right now.
because it's really nice it came out at a time when Stranger Things was basically trying to do like rainbow washing and be like the show is shitty or
Dude,
bad.
that
Or
was so weird.
I know.
Yeah.
Heated rivalry, while like the rom-com and romantic parts of the show are very cheesy. Like, you know, if you're tolerant
It's a rom-com?
No, it's not. It's not. I would say like it starts out as like this like super sexy, like two really hot guys, and like, you know, the challenges of being in this really like straight, you know, hyper masculine world, but also being attracted to. That's like the first couple episodes, and that's what most of the hype's around. It turns into a really, really well acted, passionate, and incredible drama about actually like coming out, actualizing who you are, learning about yourself, and like you don't really get that until the later episodes. To start, like if you just want the kind of rom-com dialogue, super like lots of, you know, abs and man ass and shit like that, go for the first couple episodes and then see how you feel about the show. But like I would like to think that as the shittiness of Stranger Things did this much damage in the media world, it's been offset by heated rivalry actually caring about like its queer characters. Like the writer of the show, the director of the show, who is also queer himself, clearly cares about like the LGBTQ+ representation in the show and treating it seriously.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's like, because I have a very hard time watching like any romantic comedies or love stories, I just like immediately start daydreaming. I watched this movie over the break called The Roof Man or something with Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst, and it's about like it's based on a true story. So however much, you know, true they based it on, but anyways, he like is a criminal who escapes prison, and he's like staying in the Toys R Us, and I rented it and watched it, and it's a fucking switcheroo, a bait and switch. Like it was a rom-com. Like the second half, it's just like about a love story. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like I was outraged. Like I don't care about. I was so mad. Like I don't care. Like I struggle to like get into like love stories and stuff like that. But if it's done well, like the Last of Us, those characters were great. Like that was actually a great storyline. So we'll see. I have a feeling that I might have a hard time getting into heated rivalry though, based on the first couple of episodes. My attention span is shit these days. So.
Yeah, it's if your tolerance for like, you know, kind of cheesy rom-com meetups and hookups and drama is really low, then you'd probably have trouble with the first couple of episodes. But the last two are really sweet. They're
it's like a payoff. Okay,
it's a very big payoff. Yeah, I was.
If I get desperate, I'll check it out because I have a feeling I'm gonna like check out halfway through.
I promise you're gonna like it. It's not a rom-com. It's like these two gay men who secretly kind of love each other.
Well, it is like
love. That sounds very unappealing to me.
Love is a big part of it. I think like what the show does well is it tries to like, you know, frame the main characters in a world that is so unwelcoming to them in terms of like professional sports. Like it's supposed to be, you know, two of the greatest NHL players, the equivalent of the NHL anyway, are basically super into each other, but also super competitive with one another to be the best player / can we actually hook up, but we can't because we're both straight, but we're not, but we kind of, well, I don't even know. And then, you know, that kind of idea and dynamic.
I don't know. The more I hear, the more I get unsold.
The more you're unsold. All right.
It feels more like a rom-com. I'll just, you know, what'll happen is if I'm like really bored, I'll check it out. But I have a feeling I'm not going to make it through like the first half an hour. We'll see. Like the payoff would be nice. Like if it's like actually well done and stuff.
It
but
is good payoff.
The quirky romance shit is going to immediately like, I'm going to hit a brick wall. I just can't get through that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so the next one is from Ant-Man, who says, any news on the couple that got shot out in Portland, Mike? You're closer to that side of town. I'm stuck out heading to Astoria. Oh, so you must be nearby too. Yeah, the last that I checked earlier in the show, they were wounded, but they weren't actually, like they're alive. So I'm not really sure. We'll have to stay tuned to that, and I'll kind of follow it closely, because I found out just before the show happened. Or the show started, rather. Thomas Bachman says, that moment when you realize we are only 8 days into 2026 and we can name something vile that happened almost every day this year. Right? That really puts it into perspective. Yeah, we're 8 days in and so much shit has happened. It feels like an entire year has went by. We're 8 days in. My God. Forrest says, or Foresto says, you might get to it, but there's already a second Fed shooting in Portland. Yahoo used passive voice, but seems like CBP sniped 2 people and dipped. Jesus Christ. That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I'll definitely look into this. Thank you to everybody who's bringing this to my attention. Bayphoto says, apparently starting off the new year with a few days of peace is too much to ask for. Happy 2026, LM. Thank you. Happy New Year's to you as well. V-Man says, Kyle Kalinske mentioned they hit the grave of Hugo Chavez. I saw that as well. They hit the mausoleum that his body was in. This reminds me of in 2005, the FBI took out socialist Puerto Rican revolutionary Filiberto Oreja Rios. I butchered that. I apologize to all of my Spanish-speaking viewers. I'm trying, but I'm terrible. The date, September 23rd, continued in next chat. Oh, okay. September 23rd just so happens to be the date that Puerto Rico launched its first ever revolt for independence in El Grito de Lares. To this day, the FBI claims it was coincidence. Filiberto is my profile pic. Okay, interesting. Thank you for sharing that information, V-Man. I was not aware of that. I appreciate that. Okay, says, welcome back, Mike. Have you beat DK Bonanza yet? Well, thank you for the welcome back. I beat DK Bonanza months ago. It was an amazing game. It was my game of the year, actually, in 2025, with the first Berserker Kazan being my runner-up, and I think Schedule 1 being like number 3, or maybe Split Fiction. It's a tie. Daria says, here, please take my croissant money for tomorrow. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sam, Cartoon49 says, this is why this midterms is more important. We still need to primary every corporate dem. I still have hope in this country. Also, F. Schumer. Here to all of that. Yeah, if you don't let my doomerism get you down, if you feel optimistic, you should chase that feeling. I just, it's been a rough week, so I needed to kind of vent. But yeah, don't let me rub off on you if I'm being overly negative. Tokyo Hans, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Tim Sims said, thank you for the generous super chat, by the way. Very large. Thank you. What a time to be alive that I had an argument with my parents over the video showing what happened in Minneapolis on socials, with them telling me they are AI slut by commie conspirators, unlike the truth from Fox News. Shakes my head. Oh my God, Tim. I'm sorry, because I cannot imagine how frustrating that's got to be. Like, I am so sorry, my friend. That is brutal. I'm sorry. Tokyo Han says, there's a surprisingly rational reason why Trump, I don't know why I said supporters, of why Trump wants to take over Greenland. Due to the melting ice caps, they have discovered an additional 200 million Epstein files mentioning Trump. Yep, I think you're right on the money. V-Man says, one day we will live in the world Filiberto wanted, a just socialist world with a free and sovereign Puerto Rico. Viva Filiberto, viva Puerto Rico Libre. Thank you for saying that. I honestly, like, any dose of optimism that you all can inject into my veins is very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Susan says, if we are 1930s Germany now, which country will be 1945 USA? Yeah. That's a good question. If I had to guess, I'd say China right now is looking like they're going to emerge as the top dog. Rolando says the litmus test for 28 Dem primary candidates is how they respond to the question of abolishing ICE. If anyone is hesitant on this, they are not it. Yeah, 100%. And we need to know that they're going to prosecute people in this regime and the ICE criminals as well. Ben Riley says, can you get Dan Kovalik on? Their book, The Plot to Overthrow Venezuela, How the U.S. is Orchestrating a Coup for Oil, is really good. I have not heard of their book, but let me look into that. You know, yeah, that seems like that would be of interest given the news cycle. So yeah, let me look into that and look them up. Sam, Cartoon 49 says, thoughts on Riley Gaines' Grifter Exposed story. Also, you should check out Pablo Torre, one who did the report. You know, I saw that. I have not had the chance to watch it.
It's really good.
Now that you reminded me, I do want to see that. So it was Pablo Torre. Let me subscribe really quick now that I remember. Because, yeah, I know people were talking about
really good
that.
mainstream channel.
Okay, nice. Pablo Torre finds out, is this it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, subscribing right now. Perfect. All right, so Dirty Pirate says, all the people defending the jackbooted thug are the same people Orange Hitler was talking about when he said he could shoot someone in the middle of Fifth Avenue and not lose any supporters. That's such a great point. Because, yeah, that turned out to be absolutely correct. Not him shooting somebody, but somebody shooting somebody. And, yeah, ICE not losing any support from them. And at least, you know, it still holds. It's crazy. Otaku Dragon says, my family has gotten so extreme, I'm pretty sure they'd still support ICE even if I got unalived by them. I want out of the state country. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Because I feel like, Otaku, what you're saying, it's so extreme, but like so many other people have that same thought. Like, I agree with you. I think that some members of my family would feel the same way, and I know that a lot of you who have mega family members would probably say the same thing. So, as crazy as it sounds to see like family talk about people that way, or to think that way, or to think that your family would behave that way or believe that, it's crazy. I just did a video last month about the I'm blanking on their names, but it's the podcast The Necessary Conversation, where one of the MAGA parents told his kid that he would support it if Trump like bombed his son if he was in a mall. Like, it was just crazy shit. Susan says, they cut my Snap $80. I'm disabled. They cut your Snap to $80, so that's what, $20 a week for a meal. That's yeah, that's a travesty. That's disgusting. Sage, what I will tell you is, I know that it's going to be a lot more difficult these days because food banks are stretched thin already. But try food banks, and also if you're on Facebook, which I know a lot of people aren't, go on any leftist or community action groups. And a lot of people are setting up these miniature food pantries in cities around the country. There's a bunch in Portland, even in more rural areas in Portland, and people just restock them all the time. They put like non-perishables in there, and that's one good way to kind of sustain yourself. There's a lot of really good Samaritans near you, most likely, who are willing to help you with mutual aid if food banks like aren't able to pick up the slack from your Snap being cut. So give that a try. You just gotta try to get in touch with the right people. I even saw one person who I know put a food pantry like out on her porch, and she's like, everybody just come get food. I'm gonna stock it as much as I can. Like, just really, really nice people, good people, just trying to do the best that they can. And I really appreciate, like, that gives me some additional hope. Strats or Russ gifted Matt Bender 5 memberships. I'm getting tired, you can tell. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Action F and Jackson says, wouldn't it have been better if the Maduro op turned into Black Hawk Down because it was successful? For now, Trump will be more motivated to do this again somewhere else with bloodier consequences. I mean, we're already seeing that, right? You can tell that he's super emboldened by that. Immediately afterwards, they're talking about Cuba, they're talking about Mexico, they're talking about Colombia. So it just buckle up, because I feel like this is really the beginning of Trump's new imperialist Hitler stage. Ryan Chan says bunch of conservative quote journalists were going to Columbus to raise hell about Somali daycares. It's so disgusting. Yeah, these people are opportunists. They saw that Nick Shirley got 1 million views or whatever for demonizing a bunch of people who are just trying to live their lives, so they're doing the same thing. It's not surprising, but they will jump at the opportunity to get views and cash in on shitting on minorities. G-Wix says pitchforks people. I got mine out of the shed already. It's only a matter of time now. Someone on our side will take action. Tim said, thank you again, Tim. That's another $20 super chat. You're too kind. Thank you so much. You would think at the rate we're going, more of the world will turn to China, where despite their issues, they have aspects that we progressives and socialists aspire, such as their strong antitrust, solar energy, and high-speed rail. 100%. 100%. And the thing about China that is really attractive to other countries is that there's stability there. You can sign a treaty or, a bilateral agreement with China and expect them to keep it. In fact, that's the case with most countries, right? But the United States is so unstable that you just, our word is shit. So I think that you're going to see people migrate to China more, and I think that you're going to see a lot of multilateral agreements between people, between countries, in their own regions, because the United States is just not we're not to be trusted. Shit, not you again says, hey, Double D, appreciate your recent video for David Doel and being open about the hopeless, sick feeling you have in this nightmare. You're not alone, brother. A chat from Ryan says, I know Graham Plattner has skeletons, but the guy has the best response to ICE so far. The only one who also blamed Bush's role in ICE. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad that he's talking about that. I will not promote him because I think that the red flags are too much for me. I won't rehash it. It's in my video, but yeah, I'm glad that he's saying that. But he's not somebody that I am willing to support in any capacity whatsoever. I did offer, by the way, to bring him on the show after we did our Leftist Mafia episode, and we have not heard back. And I was clear in the email that we want to ask him tough questions. I don't think that it's because he's dodging us. I think he just has a lot of requests. So, I'm open to talking, but I'm not going to support Graham Plattner. Nationless American says, I'm Alphabet Mafia and so terrified of this nation's future. My visas are approved and I'm leaving in just a few months. Good for you. Please keep your husband and yourself safe. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you so much for the kind words and good luck. I'm so happy for you that you are getting to leave. I think that's awesome news. You get to start a new life, hopefully in a more sane country. So I love that for you. T-Type says, love you all so much. Stay safe, everyone. Love you too. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. Rochelle says, Twin Cities resident here. Later the same day as Renee Good's murder, border agents went to Minneapolis High School during dismissal and arrested 2 staff. It doesn't surprise me. Nothing surprises me anymore. Rochelle says, my teens high school messaged parents because students stressed. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of that in Hillsborough, which for those who don't know, it's near Portland. And Hillsborough has a really big Latino population, and the kids are just distraught. I used to work near Hillsborough, and it's so sad to know what they're going through. But the silver lining is that the community has really showed up. They have a community neighborhood watch to escort students to and from school, so that way their parents don't have to pick them up because their parents don't want to leave their house because they're afraid of getting assaulted by ICE. So it's a really terrible situation, but I guess the one thing that gives me a little bit of hope is to see the community respond. So I hope that, there's going to be a comparable response in Minneapolis. It looks like, based on the videos that we're seeing, it looks like that is the case. So I do love to see solidarity. Their high school, also for Rochelle, thank you, Rochelle. Their high school is diverse with open enrolled kids from Minneapolis. Okay, good to know. Rochelle adds, NPR has article with quotes from Good's ex. Recommend. Okay, I'll check that out. I saw a video in the immediate aftermath of Renee Good's assassination with her wife, where somebody was talking to her and like trying to figure out who she was, and she was saying they shot my wife. That was my wife. It was gut wrenching. Like the video broke me. So yeah, there's I can't imagine what they're going through right now. Kowalski, thank you so much for the super chat. It says on January 12th at 9 p.m. CST, I'll be on the letter hack. Oh, okay, this was to David. I'll read it. I'll finish reading it though, since I'm already starting it. To talk about agriculture in my YouTube channel, self-promo aside. David, Happy New Year. 2026 is going to be a historic year. Hope you're rested. I will tune in and watch that Kowalski for sure. Or if I don't catch it live, because I usually don't catch things live, I'll catch the VOD for sure.
Wait, maybe we could promote him on our channel too, like on our show.
Yeah, for sure. We just
if
did.
you want to come on and yap about agriculture for like 10 minutes, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, that'd be fun for sure.
Cool.
Okay. Ashit, not you again, says, welcome back, Mike. F20, thank you. F2025 got T-boned by a drunk driver and broke my arm and 2 herniated discs as a result. I'm so sorry that's the way you had to start the year. Jesus. We'll spread the love when it arrives, when the check arrives. I'm so sorry that happened to you. That's really brutal. You hang in there, because that's no fun. That's not fun. Damn. Kowalski says, Mom Donnie is doing things in the community that is good for all and publicizing it. Most politicians are afraid to spend political capital, but since it is for the community, he's making more capital. I'm so happy to see Zoran doing all these things. Like, his success is all of our success. So yeah. All right, getting closer to the end, everybody. Sorry. Nope, not Kowalski. Rachel says Mandela Marcus spilled the tea on Bernie's campaign-ish. Okay, maybe I'll have to check that out. Jesse Gar says, I can't imagine Renee's kids are feeling right now. There's no excuse for ICE to exist, and all agents must be locked up. I won't vote for Dems who like ICE. That's my philosophy as well. That is inexcusable. Gwick says, I bet you $10 that the orange orangutan will leave us by the end of 2026. I'll probably give you 10 anyway. We'll find out, right, Gwick? We'll find out. I don't know if you can see Kitty, but you see an ear right here. Let's see here. Chris says, what Mike is talking about is actually detailed. Okay, this was to David Doel about Peter Turchin. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure where that whole turning, the fourth turning, originated, but yeah, I'll look into that. I wanted to look at the origins of it anyway for a future video, because I think it's pretty interesting. The Last Disciple says, wanted to send love to those at Ubisoft Halifax. Okay, this was also for David Doel, so thank you for sharing that. David didn't remove his super chats. How dare you, David? Rachel says, Mike, any word on today's Portland ICE attack? Okay, yeah, another chat about this. I still don't, I'll have to look into this because I'm not really sure about any updates. Looney Tune says, thank you, Mike, for making my modding job easier. I love how you trashed the crap out of that bot. You're welcome. Rachel Atwood says, diaper diplomacy on YouTube is one of the few good AI uses. I've not heard of them. It's hard for me to imagine liking any AI, but I'll check it out for curiosity's sake. McKay says, for making the point about Dexter Resurrection. Thank you. I think that was a David Doel one as well. Go Mason says, hey guys, greetings from Ottawa. Mike, no Charlie Kirk joke, please. We don't need Smokey Eye, JD, and Ice on the live. Yeah, it's still a little bit too soon. But I feel like the moratorium on making fun of people for being dead has been lifted by the right, since that's the way that they behaved with Renee Good. So all bets are off. User Elijah says, best four. This is the 18. Oh, that was another David Doel one. That was mean. 180k chance has been playing games and watching anime in between news to keep sane. Been playing Parasite Mutant Demo, a Parasite Eve-like game. It is quite fun. Hey, I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying yourself. That's how you've got to do it. I also do that. I watch anime and play video games and listen to podcasts to stay sane. because what else is there to do? Violet Left, thank you for the 20. Very generous. Really, really kind of you, Violet. I was really pulling for 2026 being a better year, but 57 minutes into the new year, my purse was stolen, and everything since has been crazy. Now I'm hoping we're just getting all the bad stuff out of the way early. I hope so. That would be nice. That'd be a nice thought. On that note, not as serious as getting your purse stolen, but my microwave died like on New Year's Day. So
Shitty.
that's shitty. Yeah, not the worst case scenario ever, not the worst thing, but I'm blaming it on Trump. He soured the year, so everything's going to shit because of him. But I do think that it could still turn around. Koya Demon says, feeling really bad about Renee's murder, but I hope you're holding up all right, Mike. Well, thank you so much. I'm doing okay. Reading always helps me find hope. Any 2026 reading goals for this year? To read more, of course. I didn't read as much books last year as I did the year before. I read a shit ton of books the year before, but this year I just kind of felt like my attention span went to shit and I couldn't really focus on anything. It's not just books, like it's also movies and TV shows as well. I have, as of like the last couple of weeks, I've refound my love for reading again. I got back into the Bobaverse series. I'm on book 5 and I'm really enjoying that. I think there's just like forcing myself to like check out of everything else and just like try to tune out the world has helped, but that's like a learned thing that I have to teach myself more of. It's like a muscle, right? When you don't use it, I guess, I don't know if it's like a muscle, but like I'm just gonna fucking force myself to like to tune out. So yeah, my goal is to just read more this year for sure. Fiction, nonfiction, just like read more, do less doom scrolling. Mr. Studies says, I feel conflicted about if I should still live in the United States. I mean, look, it's not really something that's a choice for the overwhelming majority of people. Even if I could leave personally, I don't know that I would, just because I have family here and friends that I wouldn't want to abandon. But at the same time, I understand if you want to check out because, things really seem to be going in a very bad direction. So I feel the conflict that you're experiencing. It's legitimate for sure. I have thoughts of leaving one day too. Shit Not You Again says, Monty Mater, she's a YouTuber who you'd really like. Okay, let me just type that down, Monty Mater, and I'll check her out. Okay. Oh, I see. So it's like rooted recovery stories. Oh no, this is them featuring Monty Mater. Okay, well I have it in my search bar, so I'll look that up. Okay, we got a few left here. ABS says, hey Mike, hope you had a great holiday. Did you hear about Tim Walz not running again? Well, thank you so much, ABS. Same to you. I hope you had a great holiday as well. I did hear about Tim Walz not running. I think it kind of is a dumb decision if he is in fact basing it off of the Nick Shirley scandal, quote unquote scandal, but if he just wants to tap out, I can't blame him too. Thank you to Mr. Study for becoming a YouTube member and for sending in another super chat, which says, I feel like leaving the US would be a contradiction of my beliefs, but I feel like it's the only option now to stay safe. Well, I mean, look, if you are in a situation where you are a marginalized community or you are economically disadvantaged and you have the ability to leave, I don't blame you. I don't think you should like feel guilty if you want to leave. People, move all the time around the world for non-political reasons. So, if you're able to, I don't think that you should feel bad about that. Like there's people who can get citizenship in Ireland fairly easily if they have like Irish relatives, from what I understand. At least that's what I hear. So, I mean, like if you have something like that, that'd be cool. Portugal doesn't want my Portuguese ass, so I don't know. I don't know where else to go. At least they don't make it like as easy. Although digital nomad visas are a lot more like common these days. But again, like moving overseas is a lot. Seth Wade says, shout out to Status Quo News, live reporting in Minneapolis, out there doing the Lord's work. Solid content. Also Dem, Swap, Jay Fetterman for T. Massey. Yeah, Status Quo is awesome. I expect them to be in Minneapolis because they're always in the ground wherever something big is happening. And honestly, yeah, I would take that swap. I would trade Thomas Massey for Fetterman at this point, I think. Lizzie Bennett says, I get how you feel, Mike. Like Dick Cheney unalived. He the Akuma raging demon die 1,000 deaths, and he experienced every death he caused. Yeah, okay. I'm glad that you understand where I'm coming from, Lizzie, because sometimes I'll like vocalize something and then it doesn't get past my filter, and I'm like, wait, that sounds low-key psychotic, what I just said. But it's just like my absurd, hyperbolic way of like saying I really want to see justice for all of the bad things that are done in this world. But I appreciate you picking up what I was putting down and understanding me. Nintendo Gaming Channel says, referring to hate crime Bondi Beach, Australia. Oh, okay. That was a clarification about an earlier super chat. Thank you. Looney Tunes says, can we please start calling Christy Gnome, Christy Walmart, Karen Gnome? Sure, I'm down. The Bay Photo says, Renee Good's GoFundMe has surpassed 1.3 million. I love to hear that. Awesome. Taco Facepart says, peace and love and stuff to all. Tokyo Hans, member for 23 months. I believe this is from Matt Bender. Very cool. First Internet Baby says, I'm of Irish descent myself. Well, hey, if you're in the US, there you go. Chris says, hey, Mike, any of you guys see the Vanguard coverage of the Dr. Richie Rashad diploma mill allegations? Kind of wild if true. I haven't watched the video. I saw the video on my feed, but I haven't had the chance to watch it, so I won't comment on it. But yeah, maybe I'll try to check that out this weekend. I'm actually like behind on my Vanguard playlist. I usually watch them a lot because they're on when I'm like getting ready, and so I'll play their live in the background. But I did not. I've been out of the loop, so I need to catch up. And then we've got one here from Tokyo Hans, who says, as someone who has experienced moving out of the US, it was orgasmic. Getting dental and other medical work was great without going broke. You can make new friends, both from abroad. Don't let excuses stop you from happiness. I love that mindset. Thank you for sharing that, Tokyo Hans. That's great. Yeah, I mean, medical care, like being free would be amazing, seeing as how all of us Americans, especially those of us on Obamacare, just saw our rates skyrocket. Mine is like, so a couple of years ago when I had Obamacare, I always buy the shittiest, like the cheapest bronze plan. It was $800 for me and my husband. And as of this year, it's like $1,100. And the deductible is, I kid you not, $10,000. It's so fucking insane. A $10,000 deductible. So yeah, needless to say, the thought of free medical sounds amazing. Chris also says, slacker. I'm a slacker. And Nintendo Gaming Channel says, what is everyone's opinion on Bondi Beach? This happened when I was on break. It was like, I think it was after the last episode of Leftist Mafia, I want to say. So I don't know if anybody commented on it. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy to see something like that, especially in Australia, because they did gun reform that America wouldn't, and they haven't had a mass shooting, like a major mass shooting, since they did gun reform. So that was actually really startling to see for sure. And then last but not least, we have one for you, Ariana. This is from Lizzie Bennett.
Don't have much to say. I might say something I'll later regret. Anyways, thanks for showing up, Ariana. Of course. My New Year's resolution is to be more consistent, and I have been asked about that. So you will more consistently see me on here as a part of my resolution. I'm not one of those people that forgets her resolutions a week after they make it, okay? I stick by mine. So you will see more of my face here.
I love that.
Awesome.
I feel like we'll all appreciate each other's company so much more as things get crazier, because like, again, how do you process this information if you're not like talking through it? It's too much.
It's just a lot.
Oh, real quick, we got 5 gifted memberships from Southern Boy. Thank you so much, Southern Boy. That's crazy. That's really kind of you. I really appreciate that.
Crazy.
Thank you to Eric Hovagim for the raid. Sorry, I didn't give you a shout out. It was 30 minutes ago, but big thank you to Eric Hovagim and everyone from that channel. Good to see all of you. Do you guys want to raid the fajitas are making me happy guy? When the fajitas come out sizzling, you know that guy? When he was a meme for a while. Jack Films. He's streaming right now.
Oh yeah, I only
Yeah.
have 15 viewers on Twitch, but yeah, let's raid.
I'm not on Twitch right now. I'm just doing YouTube.
Okay. All right. Well, I love you guys. I'll see you next week.
You take care.
Bye.
See you all, everybody.
Thank you to all the mods and all
Yes,
the chats.
thank you to the
You're all
mods.
awesome and super dope. Thank you so
nice
much.
to see all of the familiar
Don't miss too much.
icons in the chat.
And
Yeah, don't doom scroll too much. Keep yourself sane. All right.
True.
Take care.
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.